whenever you just hit the red button.
Okay. All right, Shalom. We the real Hebrew Israelites that come in and week out to prophesy the downfall and the collapse of this wicked kingdom America. And before we begin, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
And double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect. All right? So, somebody give me St. Matthew 24. You know what I want. Right? Because it's about enduring, man. You know, brothers out here, you know, catching hell in this truth, man. You know, the spirit on brothers, man, just that fire being put to you. All right, and anytime fire being put to you, or fire being put to anything, all right, whatever that fire is being put to, it's gonna cry. All right, and we living here in America, and that fire is being put to the men that believe in this truth, man. All right, those that don't believe in this truth, everything is going on just like in the days of Noah, man. What the scripture said, they was what? Giving in marriage, eating and drinking.
This is St. Matthew 24:13. But he that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
So the scripture tells us, but he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. And that's enduring all the afflictions. That's enduring all the hell. All right? So what's your reward for enduring all the afflictions and enduring all the hell that we was meant to go through here in Babylon? Is to what? Read it one more time. He that endureth unto the end, and get that word endureth, all right, in the blue letter. Somebody get endureth in the blue letter. That's a beautiful word. Because that's what we got to do. We got to endure the hardships. All right? We got to endure the scoffers. We got to endure the infidels. We got to endure our own selves, man. Go ahead, Up.
Right. St. Matthew 24:13 again. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved.
It says endure until the end, and we are in the end. What is the ultimate end? The ultimate end is the thermonuclear missiles coming upon America, totally destroying America. All right? And those that endure or abide in Yahushua and he abide in you until the end, the same shall reap salvation. All right? That's what we're sowing right now. All right? So we can reap the same thing that we're sowing. What Galatians 6 and 7 says, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right? So we sowing.
No lights on.
All right, so the scripture said once again, Galatians 6 and 7, all right, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right, so we planting that good seed, all right now. Like the scripture said, we storing up our treasures in heaven. That's what we doing right here, right now, and we do believe. You see what I'm saying? Now, I can understand why Jakes don't believe, because the Bible has been brought to you in a form that wasn't pure. But this is the purest form of the King James Version. All right, that lets you know that there's no such thing as Jesus Christ. That was a made-up word. That's an image of Cesare Borgia or Cesare Borgia.
So my question is, why believe in it though? Is that there are so many different Bibles, so many different.
It's only one King James Version, but it's different versions of the King James Version. You got the New Living Version. You got the New Standard Version, and you got the 1611. When we study out of the 1611, the King James Version.
That's right. And you believe? I mean, I guess my thing is I just know that white folks who made it. So it's like why?
Well, to be honest with you, bro, yeah, you got to know the history. The Bible wasn't made by a white man. It wasn't written by a white man. All right, it was this. The scripture that we got now was printed probably by a white company.
So
but not the word. Get that scripture up. You know what I want.
So who made the Bible?
The Most High. The Most High gave the inspiration. That's what we're going to get for you.
Well, hey, can I say something real quick? The Bible, it's a compilation of books. When you break that word, it's the Bible. When you break the word Bible, Holy Bible down, holy means separate and true, right? And Bible go back to the Greek word biblios, which means what? Books. So this is a collection of books that was compiled together into a volume.
Right.
So it's not like one person set up and concocted some elaborate plan in the basement one night and came up with this book.
Right.
Furthermore, when you go into this book, it's a vast history.
Right.
There's a lot of history in this book too. So it ain't just one book, it's a compilation. It's a lot of books was added, yeah. So when you go back 2,000 years ago, some of the books that's in here now weren't in here.
Right.
See?
I understand, but that's what I'm saying. Why should I believe in it and knowing that man himself? I mean,
Well, let me ask you this. When have ever a higher power came on earth and did anything? You can't find nowhere in history. So what the point I'm making is that Heavenly Father always used vessels on earth to bring about His will. See what I'm saying? Somebody got that the inspiration?
Yeah.
Get that real quick.
It's on 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. All scripture is given by the
Check
inspiration.
This out, bro. This is what the Bible says now. All scripture are given by inspiration. Go ahead.
All scripture is given by the inspiration of the Most High,
So,
and is profitable of doctrine, for reproof, for correction, and for instruction in righteousness.
now that reproof, that correction, that instruction in righteousness are for those that believe. All right, because the scripture just strictly told us right here that all scriptures came from the inspiration of the Most High, and not men. You got it.
It's on Psalm chapter 68, verse 11. It says, the Lord gave the word.
The Lord gave the word. Check it out now.
Great was the company of those that published it. Yep, so the Lord gave the word, all right, and He gave it unto the men that
Right.
basically entrusted to, and they wrote it down.
Right. The scribes, right, the prophets. See what I'm saying? So it didn't come from an actual man. Inspiration came from the Most High, and He used men to write this. But it's only going to be a prophet to those that believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Like, that's the thing about the Bible. When it's presented in its pure form, it ain't like the traditional way the Bible. You know what I mean? Because we don't care if you, I say this respectfully, we ain't here to convince you. Like the Spirit of the Lord, if it's resting on you, then you're going to get it. Yeah, this the one, this what makes this different than all the past so-called movies. Everybody was in it for your money, they were trying to get this thing gathered. No, that ain't us. It's certain special men on the planet Earth that this going to resonate with. See, this ain't the thing when we're going to try to convince, like we're going to go ahead or beyond, and, you know,
above and beyond
the call of duty, trying to get you to get it. Now, like we always say, we can get why people don't get it. They don't believe in it. Because you know you got that old penitentiary doctrine. That's the white man. Well, let me ask you this. If this book was written by men in their own will, what was the benefit of it?
I mean, from my opinion, the benefit was power. That's what they get.
No, but I'm saying, though, these men ready, where they at now, though? Where they at now? I'm just saying, think about it, right? Where they at? I mean...
Well, who at? Who you referring to? Well, who at?
Yeah, you said, right, let's keep it in the context, right? You said the men that wrote this book, right, if they was inspired by gaining power, where they at now to this very day?
I mean, what I'm saying
No, I'm asking you a simple question. Like, what? So that eliminate that idea, what I'm saying. I'm trying to help you out. So now if you got wisdom, you'll say, you know what, yeah, that don't make sense. Because think about it, this book have to be above their strength because it's still here today.
They gone.
They gone. And then when you go into them guys, they didn't, what they gave. Which you can go into historians. See, I'm going to say something, right? You got a lot of people that don't believe in this book, but guess who believe in this book? The true rulers of the planet Earth. You know about the Illuminati, the international bankers? Do you know they believe in this book? What you think these are? Okay, when you go into these historians, these guys that do these digs, they dig for these ancient relics and artifacts. They use the Bible as they as the measuring stick. They put a lot of stock into this book. When they make these period pieces, these different movies, they use the Bible. They don't use the Enuma Elish, the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the so-called Holy Quran. No, this is the most powerful book on the planet Earth. It's the bestseller. And those who are in high positions, those who are in the know, they know that this is powerful. Let me ask you a question, right? You know who Philip the Macedonian is?
Tell me.
Okay, he a guy that you can go into secular history and he lived before. His son was Alexander the Greek. That was a more infamous name. You heard of him, right? But guess who highlight them? The Bible. The Bible is a history book as well. All these different kingdoms. You go into Alexander the Greek, you go into Xerxes, the Medo-Persian Empire. with scholars and historians, they'll validate that that's true. That actually happened. You can find that in none other than the Bible, man. But see, like he was saying, there's people who handled this book who wasn't sanctioned to handle it. We the authorities of this book. See, and we, like we said, we can get why people is turned off by it because you got some pork chop eating pastor.
True. On the
Breaking up under, he's under a 501c3 charter, and he's breaking it down to you, man. Oh, did y'all see the pastor in Texas? He got busted. You heard about it?
Oh, yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, he got busted.
I got a question.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah, go ahead with the question.
Take me back to you was talking about Christ a while ago. Where does he fit in this? You know,
Well, he is all of this.
I know you said something about Jesus. You said something about
There ain't a such thing as Jesus.
So what's his name?
His name is Yahweh Shah, and he looked like this. He didn't look like the traditional image that was shown to you over the centuries, man. This is the true image of the Lord right here. You can believe that?
Well, I know that, you know, I know where they come from in that era.
Yeah, that's what they all say. You know what I mean?
You know. But I know.
But you know what?
He goes back. I was raised a Baptist, you know.
But I'm gonna say this though, it goes further than where they come from because you always have people that migrate and travel around from different nations. So what's even further proof is what the Bible says. The Bible gives you a vivid illustration of the Lord. You knew that, right?
Yes, sir.
So really we shouldn't be talking about it. You know that the scripture said that the Lord was dark skinned, right? Color brass burnt from the furnace, right? So that's it. That's it.
Like you, bro.
Yeah, that's like you, bro. Yep, you got that.
All right, what was that? Get that, the infidel. What was that? What you say?
2 Corinthians 16, in 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 14, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion hath light with darkness?
That's right, because see, if you don't believe in this truth, man, right now you consider darkness, man. And I'm speaking about the tribes, man. The people of the tribes, all right? You on this sign, brother. You're a part of the darkness right now. Why? Because that light has not shined into you, and you don't believe. What you said when you stopped in the middle of the street? You said, "Do y'all believe in the J word?" And we said, "No, there's no such thing as that, but we believe in Yahweh Shah." You said, "Well, I don't." You said, "Well, do y'all believe in the Bible?" I said, "Pull over and holler at me." And what you said? Only reason you don't believe it, like the brother just gave you a vivid explanation of why you don't believe in it, because
he owned to something.
Yeah, he owned to something. I ain't gonna lie, you owned it. Why I told you to pull over, you owned to something, because you're not agreeing with what they gave you. But let's see if you're gonna agree with what we give you.
Yeah, because that's one thing about the investigator, right? You investigate.
Yeah, he is.
But at some point, investigators find the truth. But now you gotta have discernment.
Yeah.
You gotta say, well, hold up. You can't just be sealed off. I don't believe nothing. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You know what I mean? You got to say, you know what? Because the truth out there. It wouldn't be a lie without the truth. Now, I'm going to say this. Did y'all bring the brother into Deuteronomy 28 chapter?
Nope.
Going to Deuteronomy 28 chapter. Let's show, what we here to do is show you the validity of this book. Right, you know what? We can give you what you've been looking for.
Yeah.
Like,
real talk.
if you want to know why you watch these movies and these slave movies where you see your people being downtrodden, spit on, beat, and you wonder, why is it so? You watch 13 Years a Slave. Why was that hatred there? Why was so much tension?
I know why they hate that, because they were scared of us.
No. If they were scared of us, they wouldn't. Hey, I'm gonna tell you why they weren't scared of you. When you go to slave plantations, it was a family of 8 with 40 Negroes.
Big buff.
Big buff Negro, and they didn't give a damn, man. It was the spirit of the Lord. Okay, that show you there was see, if you pay attention, that show you it had to be a higher power.
Yeah, man.
Are not we stronger than these people?
Yeah.
So how could they conquer you like that?
Mentally.
Nope.
No.
Mentally.
No. He's saying how can they conquer you like that? If you mentally smart and physically smart, how can they do that?
What I'm saying is, if you got people that come over to your land, they got guns and they on a boat, something you ain't never seen before.
No, they seen boats before, bro.
Yeah.
You act like they was just primitive. They seen boats before, bro. What happened was, see, that was biblical prophecy. That was biblical prophecy. That's something that you was never exposed to. We can expose you to why that happened. You coming up with a theory. See, we can go past the theory and we can go into written documents. Go to Deuteronomy 28 chapter.
And it's in this book that you claim that was written by a white man. Why is it in the answer? Is in
Oh,
this
but then
book?
you know what too? Let me show you what. And not this ain't amen because we didn't debate.
I'm love to
Yeah.
We debated with a lot of different guys, right?
Yeah.
And they a lot of their rallying cry is the white man's book.
Right.
This my thing is it's not like the white man went out to the interiors of West Africa
Right.
and distributed a lot of Bibles and said we're gonna wait 6 months till they read this book.
Right.
And we're gonna have them come like numbers on that shit. No, man, they came and put their foot in your ass, man.
Exactly.
They didn't have to
They're
finesse.
killing your
Hold up,
ass
that's
to
what I'm
make you
saying.
believe
But
it.
hold up, no. Why would they even finesse it?
We
Yeah.
can
Look,
agree.
listen, bro. They got to pay attention, bro. Pay attention. Why would I go through the time of writing a big elaborate book if I'm gonna eventually just put my foot in your ass?
They ain't need no Bible for this.
Man, they need no Bible
They
for
need no
that.
Bible for
They did it by force. So you got to ask yourself, think about it. That don't make sense. Why would I sit around and write an elaborate note to this whole?
Try to deceive you with a
No,
book.
look, I'm gonna write a note to this girl, a 15-page letter, and then all of a sudden I just come over there and battle you anyway.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
That what happened, bro.
Look, there's a wise counsel up here, bro, and that's what we deal with. You got to use common sense. Why would they go through? And we know this book is full of twists and turns. This is an intricate book. You ain't got a clue what this book going. And I say that respectfully. This book is heavy right here. This book goes into biblical timelines, history, prophecies. Look, bro, this book is an intricate book. This ain't no book you pick up at face value and you read and you come to the understanding. You got to be on the level to deal with this book. So we didn't know.
What book is that? That's what
This the Bible.
What version?
King James. And then really all the different versions. You can go to all the versions.
Yeah. NIT.
You can go to all the versions. It might be twisted up here and there, but this the source right here, King James.
Yeah.
The reason why we say so because this book had an apocrypha in it. No, which he probably don't even know what the apocrypha is. I mean, not yet, do you?
No.
But it's a text that these historians they understand, man. So the bottom line is, why would you sit around? Who can sit around and make an elaborate plan like that? You got all these different guys coming together and they sit together. We're gonna write a book. 300 years later, some fat black woman gonna run around the church hooping and hollering. No, bro. Come on, bro. It ain't that, bro. Who that bad? You know what I mean? No, because eventually what they did, they came over there, they rounded you up. It was called the transatlantic slave trade, which was funded by the so-called Jews, man. Which they built. Let's get some signs out, man. See, nobody else can go. We can go to the source, man. These guys exist. They written of in the scriptures, man. You think this is a joke? It was prophesied. Matter of fact, let's go to Deuteronomy 28 chapter real quick. You got something?
I appreciate it.
Go ahead. Yeah, get that real quick, then we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28. Because I want to just show them the validity of the Bible. Huh? Go ahead.
This is on Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. I'm going to give it a way to simplify this. Because this, see, you thought you met Dr. Sharif or some crazy nigga out of prison. You just met some dudes that's out there. You got to be out there to come up here, man. Do you know? Yeah, Dr. Shabazz. Man, get out of here, man. Them low-level dudes, man. You just met some dudes that's out of this realm. Now, I'm going to say this, right? Do you know what he reads? I'm going to try to simplify for you. What happens out here on the planet Earth is being narrated through this book.
Whoa.
You know what a narrator is?
Whoa.
Like when you say a story, you have somebody say 2 hours later. Well, that's what's happening. And so keep that in mind as you hear this. Read this.
On Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Who ruled the earth? Let's take the Bible out of that and everything.
Yeah.
Who ruled the earth?
Good question. For you, bro.
God?
No.
You believe in God?
I never said I didn't believe in God.
Well, hold on. Okay. You know what? Hold on. But I'm saying, who ruled? I'm talking about like who ruled the earth on the physical level? You know, in the physical realm. Who ruled the earth?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
and it's just my intake.
Okay, cool.
I believe that God runs everything. I believe that
He do.
All right. So my
But
intake.
hold up. Let's that's kind of a broad answer. What I'm saying is like.
this is what I think.
Let's simplify it like this. When you go into all the resources of the planet Earth, the gold, the diamonds, the minerals, the oil, who sees control of that? Who ruled that? Who cornered the market? Who ruled the world? If you don't know, you can just say you don't. No.
Well, I mean, when you say you're talking about humans, right?
Yeah, ain't you a human? Yeah.
Yeah, I am. But as far as when I look at it from my perspective, I think that God is everything. I think that it's a difference though. Like I don't think like some people believe in the devil. I think God just made everything. It's good and bad.
Yeah, he did. But I'm saying though. Okay, let me ask you this. It was a certain guy that made menace to society, right? But if I ask you, who was the bad guy in Menace to Society, you can't say the director. Hey, if I ask you who was the bad guy in Menace, hold on, I'm saying, if I was to ask you who's the bad guy in Menace to Society, your first thought ain't gonna be, yeah, the Hughes brothers. No, you're gonna say Kane.
So where do you think the devil came from?
We know. Look, but let's not go out.
I'm asking a question. What do you
He
think
came
the devil
from the Lord, man.
All right, he came from God.
But I'm
So
saying,
God
though,
is
bro,
everything,
you
right?
missing the point.
So is God not
See,
everything?
man, we trying to deal, bro.
I'm just saying.
Bro, you asking us, so we get it. But I'm saying though, like, I try to simplify it for you. If I ask you who was the bad guy in Menace to Society, your first instinct ain't gonna think about the director of the movie. You're gonna just simply say Kane and Old Dog. So that's what I'm asking you now. Who is the bad guy in this movie out here on the planet Earth? Who ruled the world?
God.
See, we can't. See,
That's all I'm saying. And I mean,
but we can't
I'm
get
saying
nowhere with
God,
you.
all I'm saying is God let everything happen. That's all I'm saying. Everything that's happening, God let everything happen.
Come on, let's go back to this
I got a
scripture
few
right
stuff
here.
right quick.
All right, go get what you got.
All right, this is Daniel 4:17.
Oh, yep, that's a good scripture. Get that.
Says this is by the Shalakia. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Okay, so you was right. The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. But continue.
And giveth it to whosoever he will.
So it ain't like the Lord. When you get a dollar bill, is the Lord face on it?
No.
The white man face on it. So that's a signal that he ruled.
Who rules, man?
Yeah,
Man rules on this planet, of course.
Thank you. We had to go through all that.
No. This my intake.
Bro, we heard your intake. Let's get somewhere, bro.
I do think that we are the number one creatures on this planet. We the top. We are part of God. I do think that. Don't
Bro,
get it twisted.
listen. You keep, bro. Good. You made a good point, bro. We ain't. Only thing I ask you.
Shit. I'm trying to say shit.
But I'm asking you, who ruled the world?
Man.
The so-called white man.
Man, in general.
No, bro. No, you can't say that. Man, the so-called white man gonna give it to y'all. See, bro, you gotta be rational up here, man. You gotta be honest, man.
And giveth it to whosoever he will, and set up over it the basis of men.
Now, you just said out your own mouth, he ain't shit.
That's right.
So he the basis of men, right? So the Lord said he set him up over the earth. Somebody give me Ecclesiastes 10:7. You got
You
it?
said that they said him as far as the white man, or do you mean man in general?
Man, the white man, bro. Come on, give it to me.
It's Proverbs chapter 16, verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Right, and that's the so-called white man. Give me Ecclesiastes 10:7. Because you just said out your own mouth that man is nothing. That's a marvelous work. The Lord raised him up from the mountains in the cave and set him up over the earth, man. That's a part of biblical prophecy. But what you missing, you know what it is with you? It's like you walked into the movie theater in the last 3 minutes, man. That's what happened to you. And we trying to give you a recap of the movie. We trying to give you a summary of the movie. But you got to sit there and listen. You can't come in there and say, no, Jason killed him. I got to say, hold on, bro. Jason was a little boy first. I got to break it down to you, man. See? The so-called white man hasn't always ruled. Do you know that those Chinese, the so-called Chinese, ruled the planet, Eastern Indians ruled the planet on a global scale before? You know the Africans ruled the earth on a global scale before? All these different nations ruled the earth on a global scale. Now it's the so-called white man's turn, which his rulership stretches all the way back to the Roman Empire. Correct. See? Now, give me Ecclesiastes.
Shalakia, we are not Africans.
Yeah, we're not Africans either. So good. Let's get that, because that's a stumbling block. If you say, I might would say, bro, all right, bro. Because it's hard to break that chain. All right, yeah, go ahead.
It's Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 7. It says, I have seen servants upon horses.
I have seen servants upon horses. Go ahead.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Now, the scripture says, I have seen servants upon horses. That's talking about the so-called white man. He's in power. Horses symbolize power. That's where you get the word horsepower from. You know, you saying I have seen princes walking on the ground and serving. So right now what you see is unprecedented. The so-called white man conquered us. That didn't supposed to happen. Now you came up with a theory, and it would have been cool if you'd have been in the barbershop, but not up here, because you said it was a mental thing. And that was cool. But we can give you the reason why they came into power. You know why? It was because of prophecy. And we can show you that. Give me Deuteronomy 28 chapter real quick. Matter of fact, let's read all that real quick. First, we're going to start at the main one, going into the slave ship. Then we're going to jump up to 15. Go ahead, read that.
You got it? Okay. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Oh, now I'm going to ask you this. You didn't saw the movies where we went into slavery in ships. That's well documented history. But what source can you go to that prophesied about that? The Bible, the same book that you said was the white man book. Listen, pay attention, read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Yes, Egypt is a code, a buzzword for America. Egypt is symbolic to bondage. So in essence, the Lord said, I'm going to bring you back into bondage and ships. That's a mean prophecy right there. Right now, you should believe the Bible and that's it. We should have to tell you nothing else. Because that's almost like me saying the Milwaukee Bucks going to win the championship and they're going to win by 20 points. And LeBron going to twist his ankle in the third quarter. That's how bad that prophecy is. See? Read that again. Let's get it one more time.
And the Lord shall bring
like
thee.
we get what you're saying because you never came across the men who was sanctioned to break the scriptures down to you. It was always some pastor running around. And I commend you for not believing him, man. You shouldn't believe anybody else who try to break. This is not their book. This is our book. Oh, man, Christianity, man. You better be glad you're locked up into that. Because we can't convince them Christians, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Come, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Right, and what do you mean by that? By the prophecies. Go ahead.
Thou
the Lord
shalt
said whatever he speak going to come to pass. Give me Numbers 23 and 19.
Right. Isaiah 55 and 11.
Isaiah 55. Yep. The Lord bad, man. And like I say, he's a narrator. The Lord said these bad people, the Israelites, because we got proud. And you can see that with the Israelites because our people proud. You give a Negro a 20-inch chain, a new whip, and some 26s, man, it's a wrap. He get proud, man. And the Lord know that about us. That's why the Lord humbled us, man. And he humbled us by using the most wicked, feeblest nation of people to take us down. Man, this is a bad thing we involved in up there, man. The basis of men. That's why you got to come out here and deal with us more, man. All right, go read.
Come.
Oh, hold that. Give me the number.
Numbers chapter 29.
23 and 19.
It's on Numbers 23.
Bring that out.
It's Numbers 23. Numbers 23 and 19.
Got it.
Numbers 23 and 19. Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Hath he said, shall he not do it? Or have he spoken it, and shall he not make it good? Verse 20, behold.
Right, the Lord, read that one more time, so like it.
This is on Numbers 23 and 19.
Read.
Most High is not a man that he should lie.
The Most High is not a man that he should lie. He spoke way back thousands of years ago that we was going to come into slavery in ships. It happened. Read.
And said the son of man, neither the son of man that he should repent.
That he should repent. Repent means to turn back. You know, because as a man, you can say, I'm going to bust his head when I see him. But then when you see him, he might be with this little girl. You say, nah, I ain't going to do that. But the Lord said he ain't on that level. The Lord said it's going to happen. Read. Go ahead.
Hath he said, and shall he do it not?
Yep. Have he said it, and he said, read.
Have he said, and shall he not do it?
Yep, read.
Or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good?
Right, and the Lord made it good. He spoke, we was going to go into captivity. All right, get what you got real quick. We're going to go back and do the rest.
I'm still going to stay and do the right.
Okay. Oh, y'all, hold on.
This Isaiah 46 and 10 declaring the end from the beginning.
Hey, the Lord said he declared the end from the beginning. Read.
And from ancient times, the things that are not yet done.
Yep, the Lord declared that. Read.
Saying, my counsel shall stand.
My counsel shall stand. Go ahead.
And I will do all my pleasure.
Yeah, the Lord going to do all his pleasure. Somebody hold Jeremiah 30 and 24. Look what you got.
This is Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void.
Read.
And the word void means empty.
That's right.
Go ahead.
But it
Or
shall,
vain. Or vain.
but it shall accomplish that which I please.
So when the Lord said back then that you was going to come into slavery again in ships, it happened. There was nothing you could do to offset that. Go ahead.
And it shall prosper.
See, our people don't know that type of knowledge. That's vast knowledge. Because the only thing our people know is the farthest they can go back to is West Africa. That's it, man.
That's it.
You ask them to go into the Dark Ages or you go into the Renaissance period, they don't got a clue. So how they gonna go back into this deep history? We gotta take you back there. That's just like when you born into your family. You don't know what your granddad did to your uncle tell him, man. That's the best way we gotta simplify for you, man. You don't know what Pops did, Grandpa did to Uncle. He was bent, told you one night. Yeah, go ahead,
Continuing on, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sit.
Well, we're synonym for prosper is to advance. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened to us, man. See what I'm saying? So that lets you know that these scriptures are spot on, man.
Alive and well.
Alive and well. A man did not write.
Man ain't got that type of power. Hey, did you get more on that? Read. I want to solve another point on it.
Yeah. Verse 12, Isaiah 55 and 12. For ye shall go out with
No. Go. Did you read what it said? As the rain.
Oh, you gotta jump up.
You gotta jump up to like the 8th verse.
Yeah.
I want to get a point in there. Read.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 55 and
As
8.
the rain come down.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways or my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
Right, so the Lord is far out there. Read.
For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither.
Now, the Lord, just like I've been giving you analogies, that show you that I'm coming in the spirit of the Lord. He's giving you an analogy. When the rain and snow come down, it's not like the rain get halfway in the air and it reverses and go back into the air, man. No, it's going to come down. So when the Lord speaks something, it's going to happen. Continue.
That's right. Return not thither, but watereth the earth and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the to the sower, and bread to the eater.
And he's the eater right now. So if you could digest his word, then you're going to be full. You're going to be satisfied. What we're giving you is the answer to what your grandma. Nobody can give you these answers, bro. I say that respectfully. Martin Luther King. Nobody can give you the answers that we're giving you. All right. Now, anybody else got something? We're gonna go back. Yo, get what you got there on my side. Get what you got. We're gonna do the rest.
This the book of Isaiah 34, verse 16. It says, "Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read."
Right. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Go ahead.
None of these shall fail.
None of what shall fail. The prophecy. This is the book of prophecy. When you go into this book spoke about the so-called white man coming into power. We can show you the humble beginnings of the so-called white man. We can show you that. I can show you why, not me, Salaki. We, through the spirit of power, Yahweh outside, the Lord can show you that why the so-called white man eat his meat rare, man. We can show you that through the spirit. Go ahead.
It says, none of these shall fail.
Go ahead.
None shall want her mate.
None shall want her mate, meaning not another source or text can rival this book. Read.
For my mouth they hath commanded.
See, my mouth they had commanded it. Go ahead.
And his spirit it hath gathered them.
See, and the spirit have gathered them. All right, now get what you got.
It's Baruch chapter 2, verse 1. Therefore the Lord hath made good his word, which he pronounced against us.
Right, the Lord made good his word. Back in the time of Moses and the ancient prophets, they spoke that, I don't want to throw too much meat on your plate, but there's a such thing as reincarnation. Okay? Go ahead, read.
Therefore the Lord hath made.
That's why you experience deja vu. And that baffled scientist, man. See, what you doing now, you came across the prophets back then, man. And this really, I'm going to tell you right now, this is your last time to get it. Because there ain't no coming back after this, man.
So
America going to be destroyed, man. Go ahead.
You gotta ask yourself, what made you do what you just did, bro? You was serious, bro. When I seen that you was serious.
Well, that brother's serious. He's serious.
Yeah, he was serious,
We ain't,
man.
look, bro, if you familiar with us, we would dismiss you up here.
Well, I'm gonna tell you when I was young, I used to always read the Bible, right? But what started throwing me off was the Jesus. And I could never understand how we as black people and this book that's been so old, we got this white man that we worship. And it always threw me off.
Oh, well, you know what? The Lord equipped
what I'm
him
saying?
with the necessary tools to fight that off.
That's true.
Yeah.
You did it.
So, bro, we're going to tell you, if you say this humbly, right now we giving you the missing piece, that missing piece of puzzle. Yeah, that's it.
I'll be honest, y'all got me now want to read the Bible.
Yeah,
because like the one thing that caught me when you were talking about the prophecies and saying how prior to it, the prophecy had already said that we would be in bondage by these white people.
Yes.
And that's something I never heard.
Yeah. And you know what, too? Like I said, bro, like I asked you to, like, and I said this respectfully, right? There's no other source you can go to that's gonna highlight that information. That's bad. And that's why I said that's almost like saying, look, the Milwaukee Bucks gonna win it. He gonna hit a buzz at 3 point. No, you know what? It's not 3 seconds. It's gonna be 5 points.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what caught my attention when you said that. I was like,
this is a bad book.
damn, that do make sense.
Yeah, you're right, bro. And I'm gonna let him finish that. We're gonna go back to that, right? Go ahead.
Therefore the Lord has made good his word,
Read.
which he pronounced against us and against our judges that judged Israel and against our
We
kings.
Israel. Go ahead. Hey, that's why this people been downtrodden, man. This story, man. Oh, you know the scripture.
Who is it that was in the Bible? Like, was that Saul who was in the Bible where he didn't believe in God for a while and then something happened and then he started to believe and his name changed? Am I talking about the right person?
No.
Is it Saul or?
Saul believed
he's
in God.
talking about Paul.
Yeah, he's talking about Paul. Yeah.
Which his name was Saul first.
His name was Saul.
That's right,
That's the
brother.
same.
That's
See,
right.
I read it, but
Yeah.
it was just that piece.
Well, hold up here. Hey, you just said something, bro.
Ooh,
you just, hey, pay attention. That's the Lord just gave you an omen, man. That's you, man.
True, bro.
That's you, man. That's you, man.
That was the first thing that
Hey, because
came
what
to
happened?
my
That
mind.
light shined on him
Yeah, it did.
and knocked him off that high horse.
Exactly. I love that high horse. That's exactly it.
But this light shined on him, man.
Yeah.
That spirit of Yahweh, bro. Stick around, bro.
Hey, but you're right. It's amazing how, like, when I hear that something out of my mouth, and I know I'm never a boisterous person. Even when I see people coming, I never say nothing.
Right.
But something said, "Hey, ask them."
Uh-huh.
So I am happy now that I can.
Yeah, because you, the Lord got it. Yeah. Glad you came, brother.
Hey, young son.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, call halal, all praise the Most High. All praise, call halal, Yahweh.
May the Lord wake this brother up, man. Wake this brother up, man.
You want me?
Straight up.
I got to tell you that. I need to come visit y'all more.
Hey, we out here every weekend too, brother.
Y'all out. Come holler.
Lord will make sure you come out here, bro.
man. Hey, I'm gonna sit here for a minute. I need to.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, call halal, Yahweh.
All praise. Hey.
Hey,
Get the hell out of here. Wait. Yeah.
I got another. It's Baruch, chapter 3.
Come.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Right. And when it say this day, that's talking about this very present day.
Yeah.
What it is, October the 19th, 2019. That's this day. That's what this scripture comes. That's proof that this book is alive and well. It's a narrator. Read. We're going to make sure we get back to Deuteronomy 28 though.
He said, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
Right, the Lord scattered us as a reproach and a curse. You know what prove that? When you walk into these restaurants, they start speaking other language, they talking down on you, man. You the butt of everybody's joke, these people. This story of Israel. Oh, what the scripture said, nothing has happened on the earth like it happened to the You know what I'm talking about? Find that too.
I mean, so we are the original source, right? I always felt that we were the original source.
Yeah, that's why you feel in your spirit that you are royalty. That's why you offended when you see yourself being treated the way you treated, man. You the last. Oh, what? That quote is synonymous with Israel. The last one hired, first one fired. You know, that's the scriptures, man. The Lord did a number on His people because we can tell you why we like this. Because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father.
Yep.
We broke His commandments, and that's what we're finna go back right here.
Yep.
Because when you read this, we're gonna jump up to the 15th.
15th, come.
All right, read. Go ahead. Start again.
It's 68.
Yep, 68
Son,
again.
this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Woo! Hey, man, I just felt it, man. Because the Lord could have took us into captivity anyway, man.
Anyway.
The Lord did it by ships, man. The Lord bad. Somebody give me Isaiah. What's that? Isaiah, is that 22? Yeah, 22, right? I think Isaiah 22 or 18 or something like that. If not, find that. Give me toss like a ball. And the Lord bad. You found that? Bring it out.
Yeah, this Isaiah chapter 22 and 18.
That's it, read.
He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country.
That's bad. You hear that? Read
Say
now,
again.
read this again. This is a vivid illustration of what the Lord said. How we gonna give me the ship sign?
Yep.
Read this. Read. All right, come on. Read.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 18 and 17. 22 and 17. Behold, the Lord will carry thee away with a mighty captivity.
Ooh. The Lord said He's gonna carry us away with a might. Why is this word captivity in the scriptures? And the only
beforehand.
thing that our people can resonate with is slavery. You can take your uncle, you can take a so-called Negro, he can have 3rd grade education, but I bet he know his folks were slaves.
Right.
See that? So why do you resonate with slavery and captivity, and we can go into this book and the Lord threatening a certain people with captivity, man. The Lord threatening a certain people with captivity, man. See, the Lord, and you know what? This mercy. The Lord showing you why he handled you like this. Just say your woman walking around the house stumping, she mad. If she don't never tell you what's wrong, you can't make it right. So the Lord telling you, look, he telling you today, brother, the reason why it's like them, the Lord bad, man. Because he ain't going to come off his throne and talk to you. He going to use us to tell you. Read this.
It said, behold, the Lord will carry thee away with a mighty captivity, and will surely cover thee. He will surely violently turn and toss thee.
Hey, somebody look, Google me something, because we teaching the camera too, man. Google tight packing.
Whoa.
Tight packing. You ever heard of that term? We're finna show you what current events in history and infamy, man, it can be linked in scriptures. Hold that. Keep that up. Read this one more. Y'all got tight packing yet? Tight packing. It should show up something with slavery.
Got it out?
You got it?
I got you.
Is it dealing with slavery, what you got out?
Got the middle passage on it.
Yep.
Bring that, hold up. Hold that, what you got out. We're going to read this one more time. Check this out.
He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country.
Now, when you take a ball, what happens? You compact it. Get what you got. This information going into a tight packing. That's a term that was used of how they brought the slaves over here. They pack you like sardines. Go ahead, get what you got.
The packing was done as efficiently as possible.
See, the packing was done as efficiently as possible. See that? They go to vivid illustration. Read.
The captives lay down on unfinished planking with virtually no room to move.
With no room to move. That's a violent captivity. That's what the Lord said. You're going to violently. Because when you go into captivity in the ancient world, it wasn't violent like that. If a nation conquered you, they'll seize your women and whoever, and they'll have you to walk. They'll have dudes walking with the chain, with the floors on the side of you. They might be talking to you, yeah, bro. Yo, what's going to happen when we get here? Well, we get here, we're going to take you to some quarters. And, no, man, what happened with us, they tossed so they was defecating on each other, vomiting, and they was thrown over the ships, man. You got something? Was more on the tight package? Get what you got real quick. You got more on that too, out? Hold what you got and get what you got. This tight package, read.
It says the tight pack can hold many more slaves than the loose pack because the amount of space allocated to each slave was considerably less. But more slaves would die en route to the Americas. It says other slaves were forced to spend the voyage sitting on deck. And it says many slaves became seasick and developed diarrhea, unable to move because they were chained into that position.
Hey, that was having babies. They was having babies on them ships, man.
Imagine you was up under that person that was having that job.
This information called tight packing. It's history. And what we doing is filtering it through scriptures. So we just read in the scripture where the Lord said he's going to violently toss you like a ball into a country, man. See, read that. Hold what you got. That's enough on that tight pack. Get the rest of what you got on that tight pack. We're going to go back to the scripture.
Continuing on, elbows and wrists would be scraped to the bone.
Woo! Hey, hold that. Elbows and wrists will be scraped to the bone, right? Read with this again, that violent part.
He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball.
On that ship, they was turning and tossing, man. Because they was on them chains. When you in them chains, it wasn't like they were just sitting there. When that ship, they'll be like, oh, boom. Boom. Arm broke. Hey, man, this man, I'm trying to tell you, what you just walked up on is harsh reality up here, man. Because you really feel it in your spirit, man, what the Lord did to us, man. But see, the Lord in his mercy, he's in the midst of raising us up from that obscurity, man. But you got to believe. Let's show you how bad the Lord is. And the scriptures say that. The Lord said, look, those who believe on me is condemned. Those who don't believe is condemned already.
So my question to y'all, why he did us like that? Why?
Because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments.
And what law is that when he was with
There
Moses?
you go.
I mean, I read it. I read
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So you get it.
Yeah.
We broke the law. I'm gonna ask you this, right?
So that means Moses was black too, because I know they was in the Red Sea, they was in Africa.
That's right.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I guess they just portray him in so many other
Oh,
ways,
see.
and it just make it like, oh.
That's bad. Oh, hold up. You know what?
Go back to Job and 9:24. Yeah, go back to it. Finish it off.
Matter of fact, go back to that real quick. Since the brother brought it out. We're gonna show you the scripture talking about this.
They call it visual deception, man.
Yep.
That's what they did. Visually deceive you, man. You know,
What is a form of psychological warfare?
That's it. That's it.
Because these devils so slick. The so-called white man is heavy, man. Hey, we talk shit about him, but he heavy.
Oh yeah.
Because the scripture says
He's
wiser
wiser than the
wiser
children.
than he's wiser than the children like Daniel.
And Daniel.
They got a think tank. They sit around and think all day, man. Esau, man, Esau heavy. Really, you better start examining Esau. That's like a dinosaur. Because you ain't gonna see him in a minute.
Say that again for me. I missed that little piece.
Yeah. It's gonna come a time where the Lord gonna exterminate them. They're not gonna be around no more.
That's right.
See, what we have been exposed to is the good news, man.
I was just finna ask you, like, cause like in my mind, like I don't like them, and it's like in my mind when I see them and all this shit that we be going through, I hate them. You know what I'm saying? And not to say like
you in the right spirit.
You know what I'm saying? And it bothered me about them, man. And I'm just trying to figure like, okay,
We giving you the answers right now, bro. Why it's like that?
yeah.
And we can go to the humble beginnings, but get what you got real quick.
Yeah, Con, this is First Maccabees 3 and 48.
Yep, that's it.
And they opened the book of the law, wherein the heathen
Wherein the heathen, dealing with the so-called white man, what did he do?
had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
They sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Now I seen it.
See,
Now,
they
this ain't
painted their
wrong.
image as being the Lord.
I seen this picture.
This in Italy.
I seen it. I seen that.
Okay.
I did see that picture, but I didn't know. You know. Nah, there you go.
Yeah, that's a psychological ploy. Because let's say like if I conquer you, and let's say I'm a certain nation, right? She loved that girl. if I'm a certain nation and I conquer you, right?
Yeah.
What interest will it be in my behalf for me to make the God of the universe look like you? I'm gonna say no, he look like me, man. That's the cycle. You know what I mean? Like these historians know who you are. That's why when you go into Adolf Hitler, which Adolf Hitler wasn't no light dude, man. He was real sharp. It's an old Time magazine piece. Time magazine did a piece on Adolf Hitler, and he said, look, the real Jews is the Oriental Negro. Right. Now when you go into that word Oriental, a lot of people see that word Oriental and they think about Chinese people. The word Oriental really means from the East. So when Hitler made that statement, he said, look, the real Jew is the Oriental Negro. He was talking about the Negroes, so-called Negroes that was brought. Because before we went into Africa, we was in Jerusalem, man. All right? So come on, let's get what we got. But yeah, Job, get that real quick.
Job 9, this is on Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right, so now what you were saying was on point. You said the Lord ruled, but he gave it into the wicked. He gave the earth into the so-called white man's hand. Read.
He covered the face of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. That's covering, when you put your face up, the so-called Chinese man ain't guilty of that. The so-called Arabs, the so-called Africans and Ishmaelites, only the so-called white man covered the faces of the judges. Meaning, he got his face as the depiction of the so-called, of the Most High, his son, the angels, the patriots of the Bible, the forefathers, King David. He did that. That devil guilty of that, man. Thief, man. Rick.
So how are we to act towards them?
Them? Well, you gotta have to keep coming out, man. Because you gotta harness that anger. You gotta harness that anger. You leave here today, and that's what I said, this is dangerous. We giving the brother information, the brother leave here today. And we see him on the news, man. Him and the civil rights said, no, you can't pass by. You can't pass, motherfucker. I want my 40 acres in the Then we hear about you gotta put the devil.
No.
I'm just saying, I'm just being funny.
Yeah,
but you know, real life, right?
It's just, you know.
But what you got to do, you got to harness this power. And I'm gonna tell you, bro. I'm gonna give you the best advice I'm gonna give you. You got to continue to come out, man. You got to, cause this ain't no game. This ain't like barbershop talk. We have a good conversation. You go and unwind. Man, I had it. You know, you telling your old lady, man, I got to go heavy. No, this is life changing. This is life changing. When you come into this, man, you got to commit to this, man. That's why you see us out here, man.
I'm finish it up.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm finished.
I'll get it real quick.
Hey, just to answer the brother question, he said, how should we deal with these Edomites, since you know these things, Yahweh Shai, which is our Savior, told us, right, about the sheep and the goats. We being the sheep. You know a sheep is a humble animal. And the goat started with Esau, the rest of the nation. Docile. You just being led.
They gotta be led.
You're being led, right. But this is how our Lord told us to be out here. It says, St. Matthew 10 and 16, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Yep.
Behold means look, and it says, I send you being the Israelite, starting with the prophets, it says, I send you forth as sheep in the midst. Midst means the middle, because we're in the middle of the belly of the beast, in the valley of the shadow of death, which is America, that Psalms 23 chapter, 23rd chapter talk about. It says, in the midst of wolves. Who are the wolves?
The white
Like you said,
folks.
there you go. It says, be ye therefore wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Because why? This is not the time for you, like Ox said, get this knowledge. Hey, you're an Edomite, come here, I'm going to spring in your throat. No, it's not the time.
So you say that again for you say wise.
Wise, I'm going to read the scripture again. This is St. Matthew's 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Dove don't mean you no harm. Dove don't mean you no harm. But you got to be wise as a serpent. That's just actually Yahweh Shai telling us that you in the midst of these vipers and these wolves, this devil, which is the white man. So you be harmless. Now remember that Romans 15 and 4 said what? Things that was written aforetime was written for our learning, for the people on the signs learning. So Yahweh Shai quoted this right here aforetime. So this is for these times right now. So he's telling you how to conduct yourself out here in the midst of these wolves that's being the sheep, which is the nation of Israel. Because why? It's not the time. Ain't no power in our hands, bro, for us to take this devil down right now.
Yeah, this is Romans.
We're gonna get back to the
Romans chapter 12 and 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves.
Yeah, dearly beloved. That's starting with the prophets, all right? That's separation, dearly beloved. You know what I'm saying? The nation of Israel, dearly beloved. Go ahead.
Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but
Avenge
rather
not yourselves. He's telling you, don't bring no defense to yourself, because we ain't got no defense right now. Avenge not yourself. Go ahead.
but rather give place unto wrath.
But rather give place unto wrath, all right? And who we giving that place unto wrath to? Go ahead.
Continuing on, for it is written.
For it is written. It is written in the King James Version, mainly in the Old Testament. Go ahead.
Vengeance is mine.
Vengeance is mine.
I will repay, saith the Lord.
So, what the brother is telling you through the Spirit, through the Scripture,
That
is
the
what?
Lord's.
So you got to be in a wait spirit,
Wise as a serpent.
wise as a
Harmless as
serpent.
a
That's the wisest thing to do. Is wait upon the Lord. That's being wise as a serpent.
What's that? Zephaniah 3rd?
Yeah, come. That's right. That's the wisest thing to do. Wait ye upon me. That's it. That's it. But we're gonna go back to what we was. Though.
Yep. That's why I said through the Spirit, harness this power. You got to harness it. Because we got to go around devils all day. We work, all the brothers work. We work around Edomites. You had to go around Edomites. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. You got to do that, man. Knowing that this is the fucking devil, man.
Yep.
You got something?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Hey, the Scripture said we got to go to this man for the one of all
Oh,
things.
we finna go into that. Yeah, see, that's the Spirit. Let's go back. Yeah, go to Deuteronomy 20. We finished that. Hold that. Go back to Isaiah first. Go back to Isaiah 22. We're going to finish that. We're going to go back to Deuteronomy.
Can you say that one more time?
No, the Scripture gonna say it.
Because everything that you're going through, we can show you in the Scriptures what it is. I don't care what it is. Your woman mad at you. Yeah. We go hold on. Yo, Lil one out of order. Yeah. Go to the Scriptures. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 22 and 18. He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country.
Like a ball into a large country. That what the Lord did. He violently tossed and turned us into a large country, which is America. That was biblical prophecy. That happened to his people. Okay, go ahead.
There shalt thou die.
Thou shalt die. Go ahead.
It says, and there the chariots of the glory shall be the same of the Lord's house.
Yep. And this is the Lord's house right here. Okay. Now, go back to Deuteronomy 28.
All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Again, then we're going to jump up to the 15th verse. Read 6 to 8 again.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And the Lord Shalakia. 68, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
See? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. Go ahead. Let me ask you this. You pull out your dollar bill. Why is there an ancient a relic of a Egyptian pyramid? Why is that so? This is supposed to have nothing to do with Egypt.
Why is that? As a matter of fact,
Because it's all about the scriptures.
Yep.
We know why.
Somebody get Revelation
You got to
11,
open
18.
it. You got this. Oh, well, let's go into the dollar bill. That what? Novus Ordo. You got the all-seeing eye, right? Which when you go into like if you go to college, you can hold this. Somebody get this. You go into college or whatever, or in whatever structure, right? Let's say even if you're in the mob, let's say if you just some low-level drug dealers, right? What you do is you build a pyramid. They call it pyramid schemes. That's what you got. That's it. And you got an overseer, which the overseer is the one that lord over everything. That's the spirit of the devil. That's the spirit of the so-called white man.
Right.
So that's why every time you try to conquer and come up and get money, you got to follow that format. I don't want to go too. You know what I mean? But you see the eye on top of that. Why is that there? Come on. See, come on, man. This ain't a joke, man.
Top brick.
Why is that there? The top brick, that eye. Because that's dealing with Job. Somebody get that too. What the scripture say, the light of the wicked. So we put out. And then what's Yahweh Shai said? The light of the body is what? The eye.
Yep.
So this whole structure is set up around this energy, this vibration. When it's saying God, we trust, it's not talking about Yahweh by Shemal Shai, right? Somebody spiritual being. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that word God is a Greek word. This means power.
That's all.
So in power we trust.
That's what it means.
And this is the power.
Because God ain't the name of the Lord, that's just a title. That's why when you go into like, what is it, Greek mythology?
Yeah.
You got the goddess. You got the goddess Venus.
Yep. Zenith.
You got the god Zeus.
Yep. Hades.
So that's just a title.
Pluto's.
But we got the name of the Lord up here.
Zeus.
That's going to deliver you.
Where did you get the name? Where did you get the name?
Yeah, like I said, bro, what's up here, this is like a big ass buffet. What it happened, right, when you go to a big buffet with a number of food, you get full off the chicken and this and that, and all of a sudden you asking about
The steak.
but your belly can't take it right now. So you got to come back next week, you know what I mean? That's why I say you got to continue to come back. But we'll get to that though, bro. It's on you though.
Yep.
You want it, it's here, man.
Come.
All right, now, hold up, bro. We did that. No, we through with that. Now, give me that. No, something else I asked for. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Job real quick, The light of the wicked.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go back to the curses real quick.
Yeah, this is Job 18, 5. It says, the light of the wicked shall be put out.
The light of the wicked shall be put out. Now, who is the wicked? The so-called white man, right? But who is the light of the wicked? The Illuminati.
That's right.
Well, one more time.
When you go into the word Illuminati, what it means? Illuminated. Light there. So the Lord said, not just the wicked, but the light of the wicked. Who is the light of the wicked? The Illuminati. That would be the chief house of the nation of Edom.
That's right.
Which comes in the form of these international bankers out there, man. And y'all watching them. This clown, man. When we get our hand on you clowns, man. 12. See, the men that you see right now, we're going to have the honor of putting our hands on them. That's why I said what you just walked up on is kind of diabolical. You got to have a certain mindset to deal with us, man. Because at some point, you know what, them dudes crazy, man. They really believe they're going to take them bankers and slaves. We believe that we're going to take them clowns in slavery one day, man. Hey, you know why we believe it? Because of the prophecy. The prophecy say we're going to take them. And you know why? Because the prophecies already came to pass. Did not the Lord say they was going to take us?
That's right.
And it happened, man. So why wouldn't we believe when the Lord said we're going to take them, man?
Yep.
It's going to be bad when we take them too. Yep. The light of the wicked, come on. Yep.
It says, the light of the wicked shall be put out.
Read.
And the spark of his fire shall not shine.
See that? Go ahead.
The light shall be dark in his tabernacle.
Yep, go ahead, read.
And his candle shall be put out with him.
And that's happening right now. That's why the American dollar crashing, destruction. They're at the brinks of war, man. They're at the border of war right now, man. All right? Now, hold that. Let's get what you got.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
See that?
By,
That's bad, bro. That's bad now.
by the way whereof I spake unto thee, and thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye
Hold
shall,
up. In there, in the place where you're going to be brought, what's going to happen?
ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
Now, when we was brought up here, was we not put on auction blocks? They would separate the family. They'll send the mama to Kentucky, the girl to Florida, the son to Tennessee, the dad to Florida. That was written in the scriptures, man. But everybody don't know that, man. And that was so. Hey, that's bad. That's it, man.
Yep.
There you go. Read that again, the last part.
Come. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
You can't make that up, bro. Like what I said earlier, that's narrated. That's a narrator. You can read, when you watch those movies, when they show this, you can actually read the Bible and it'll narrate it. You see that?
Alright, look out. Hey, you're in the right spirit.
Yeah.
Come, and there.
That's it. That Lord prepared that, man. And because women know power. See, they sniffing out power is over here, man. We should have probably let that get out, but hey, it is what it is. The brothers, the sincere brothers know about that, man.
That's right.
All right, go ahead, Up.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies
Read.
for bondmen and bondwomen,
You can't make that up. Read.
and no man shall buy you.
Now, hold up. Somebody will say, well, hold up. You got me. What you mean no man shall buy you? Did not they buy them? That word buy means redeem.
That's right.
Meaning nobody is going to save you from out of this. When
right.
we went through this, you didn't see Nelson Mandela.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You didn't see nobody come and redeem us. You
Yep.
never seen nobody come get us.
But it's amazing how certain words have different
Words.
meanings to them.
Words.
Versus
You got to know your
think that
words.
they
Yep.
mean. Like when you say buy and then you turn around and say no, it actually redeems.
Yep.
It's a different element.
And all of a sudden, you see how volatile words is? And it's so right there that the Lord is trying to slip you up.
Yeah.
See, that's what we were telling you earlier when we said, look, we ain't trying to convince you to come in, because that's the spirit of the Lord. The Lord only wants those who was predestined to come in. So pretty much the Lord wrote that book to snare you. Because he could have even said, you know what, yeah, the so-called white man, blah, 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 and America is going to be this place. No, he put it in code. He put it in dark sayings and parables and metaphors and allegories, you know, and grave sentences, man, which requires a man of understanding to shed light upon. That's what we're doing. We shed light upon it for you.
Doing a great
And see,
job.
and you know what, this brother here,
I'm doing a great job.
Humble.
I'm starting to feel like Paul.
Yep.
and that's why we're here. That's so that the Lord with us, man.
Right.
And the Lord wants you to get it, man.
That's right.
Because this sounds like gibberish to a lot of other people.
Well, like I told man, when I was young, I used to always read it. But
And
it
all
was
of us had that story.
Come.
I used
You know
to
what
read
I'm
the scripture when I was young.
saying?
Everybody read the scripture.
Yep.
All right, hold up real quick. Let's get these precepts.
Okay. Go ahead and say
No, I want to say, I was saying
sorry.
about the words of the Lord to trap you up, like, you know, like the Riddler, when he can use something like a dark sentence or something to figure out, it's only for those that can get it.
Yeah,
If you
that's
can
true.
get it, then it's for you.
Who goes into depth to understand it.
Yep.
Understand. You got to have understanding. So I just want to bring this out right to go with, we are still in the hands of our enemy. All right, this Nahum 3:1, woe to the bloody city.
Oh, what's the bloody city? America.
Right.
Why is it called the bloody city? It was built upon the blood of the Israelites. Right. The Native Americans, all the way up to you so-called Negroes. Those are Israelites. Just go ahead.
It says, it is all full of lies and robbery.
Place full of lies and robbery. Continue, huh?
It says, the prey departeth not.
We the prey. We ain't departed yet from this place. We've been here all this time.
Exodus 21.
Yep. Hey, continue on that for a
Okay.
minute.
It says, hey, Nahum 3 and verse 2, the noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels.
That's talking about these cars and shit too. Go ahead, read. Watch this.
It says, and the prancing horses
They're talking about hydraulics and cars and read.
and of the jumping chariots.
Chariots. And the jumping chariots. That's this place.
Right.
It's jumping. Somebody real quick give me Ezekiel 17. Let's show you that That's talking about this place. Because out of all the different kingdoms, it never was nothing like this. When you look up and you see metal chariots. Because the prophets will say, well, hold on, what a horse is that?
I definitely say that. Yep.
See, this heavy place where we in America. Heavy, man. Yep, horseback. Give me Ezekiel 17, start at the top.
It's Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, put forth a riddle.
See, the riddler, read.
And speak a parable unto the house of Israel.
Speak a parable to the house of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 3, and say, thus saith the Lord power.
Thus saith the Lord power. Go ahead.
A great eagle with great wings.
Who is the great eagle? Give me that American dollar again.
Right.
Show you how bad the scriptures is.
That's bad.
That's that mascot.
Hey, that's the mascot of the so-called white man. Oh, and I'm going to show you something too, right? It goes beyond America. When you go back, I'm going to tell you this too, bro, when you get a chance.
That's the eagle.
That is the eagle.
See that? You can't make it up, right? Narrator. See? Let me show you something too, brother. Peep this, right? Do a little research. When you go back, what was the mascot of the Romans?
The eagle.
What was the mascot of the Greeks?
The eagle.
See? That's symbolic to the so-called white man. I'm going to show you why the Lord called him the eagle. Because of their technology and their prime.
They soar high.
They high. And what else? An eagle characteristic, they got keen eyesight. So-called white man possess them. They can spy you out. They got these cameras. Hey, they got cameras the size of a damn pinhead that they do documenting with ants.
Yep.
They can watch you from afar, and they attack from an aerial point of view. That's why when you go back in the Desert Storm, all these different airstrikes, that's what an eagle do. Then what an eagle do after he attack you? He retreat back to his place. You can't get him. That's the so-called white man. He wreak havoc in the Middle East where the resources at, and come back over here. But guess what? The Lord created those stones. Those missiles to hit that nest, man.
All right, come.
Somebody got one? Go bring it up.
Check out the right paw and the
Over
left
the
paw.
arrows. Yeah.
The arrows, and he got the olive branch, right? So by peace, he destroyed many. So he come with
Oh,
that
well, can I
doctrine.
ask you this question? I'm going to let you continue. What did he call this troop? Peacekeepers.
Yep. Come.
Why would you send peacekeepers over here when they get here? I'm hauling off a 2003 pickup truck full of dead bodies after you get here. And that's in all the documentaries, man.
That's what they doing with the Kurds right now. They
That's right.
fleeing now. They cause havoc.
Hey, that's their MO. They did that with the natives. They came over here and the word was smoother than butter. They came under the banner of peace and they was plotting to kill, man. Christopher Columbus sent word back like, look, we can take these people, man. Send a couple of troops and we can take them, man.
That's why Nahum 3:1 said lies and robbery, man. This is that land.
Well, that's a form of a snare.
Thank you.
Because the trap itself is a snare, a lie.
Right.
Like of a bear walking.
Right.
Oh, like they got the deer call. You hear that deer? That's a lie, man.
Right.
I'm thinking it's a female.
I've read that word plenty of times in the Bible, snare. That word, you see that word, so I seen it. So when you started talking about it, I was like, damn. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, okay, let me say something, man. Hold on. No.
Inside joke.
Yeah, inside. Hey, I'm gonna say something. A snare is a hunter, right?
Right.
Who is Dick Sporting Goods geared to? Who is Academy Sporting Goods geared to? It's geared to the so-called white men. They got these armor fatigue. They the snare. Bass pro shop. Right. That's the foul. That's the hunter, man. That's the cunning hunter. See, that was a form of a snare right there. See? That look no, like the eagle. Don't talk to our He gonna make his point.
Now, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Who that talking about? You exalted yourself as the eagle. Did we not just show you on the dollar bill? Oh, and when you go into what this guy, Ben Franklin, he was just about to change it over to the turkey.
Yeah.
And the spirit jumped on him and said, nah, that was the spirit of the Lord, man. Yeah, go ahead.
That was the elite coming down on him, let him know they need to be the eagle. That's through the spirit of the Lord.
Because they couldn't sleep. They couldn't sleep. They was, oh, shit. The Lord came to him in a dream. Oh, the Lord don't deal with peons. The Lord deal with the kings, man. Hey, that's why when Abraham came to that city, and he had his wife with him, and he wanted to pop Abraham's wife. And the Lord came to the king in a dream and said, man, you a dead man.
Yep.
So that's what he did. He did that to Esau, man. All right, go. Continue. Where we at? All right, hold it real quick. Yeah, finish that up.
It said, Obadiah verse 4, it said, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this
Hold
will
up. You know they have space stations in the heavens? That's what that's talking about. Go ahead. Read it up.
This is like, it said, though thy,
Come back to that Ezekiel 17 too.
and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down.
Right. Yep. So now let's go back to Ezekiel 17, y'all.
So I'm back in Ezekiel.
Hey. All right, what up, bro?
Hey, bro.
It's Ezekiel chapter 17. Start at the top again.
Yep. Start top again.
Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 1.
Read.
And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, pull forth a riddle and speak a parable unto the house of Israel. Verse 3, and say, thus saith the Lord power, a great eagle with great wings.
So this should make more sense now. A great eagle with great wings. Go ahead.
Winged.
Long winged. Meaning what? Long winged. This devil been ruling for a long time, man. That's the legs. Long winged. Read.
Full of feathers,
Go ahead.
which had diverse colors.
Yep. Diverse colors. Go
Diverse
ahead.
colors.
Go ahead, read.
Came unto Lebanon.
Now what do it mean when they say diverse colors? Because Esau hide behind different uniforms too.
Yeah.
They might say, no, I'm a Russian. No, I'm a Swedish. No,
Italian.
no,
still.
you a damn Edomite, man. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Came unto Lebanon
Came unto Lebanon, read,
and took the highest branch of cedar.
and took the highest branch of the cedar. What's that talking about? That's talking about Israel. Because people is known as trees. That's why you got what's called family trees. That's why you have that saying, family tree. You have a root, you have the offspring, it blossoms out, So Esau came and took the highest branch of the trees. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 4. He broke off the top of his young twigs.
He cropped off the top of his young twigs. Now watch this, right? The top of the young twigs is really talking about us, going back to when they took us in slavery. He didn't take Abraham. Look, our forefathers then would be the roots.
Yep.
We up toward the top.
Come.
So this eagle, he came and took the top part of us, going back into the time of slavery. Read.
And carried it into a land of traffic.
That's why we saw talking about the cars, man.
Yep.
Carried us into a land of traffic, man. Yep. Now, when you go into the word of traffic, it goes into business.
Yep.
But also, it's dealing with the traffic that you see, man. The jumping chariots, read.
He set it in a city of merchants.
See, this the city of merchants, man.
It is true.
Everywhere you
It's
go,
very
it's
true.
shopping. You got the definition?
Yeah.
Traffic.
Now this in Hebrew.
Yep, get that.
Yep. You can't pronounce the Hebrew word.
Yep. It's this is the word traffic. All right. It means the word here. Yep. The word here is kana'ain.
Kanai.
Yep. And the word there means low land.
Oh, low land. Now this place, America, is a place of low stature. Why that's coming? Traffic. Spirit of the Lord, man.
That's right.
So when God supposed to get up back in power?
Soon. And the traffic, man. And the traffic. Why did that happen, man? Why? Bus powers.
Bus power.
Hey, great insight, Hey, they always say you got to be spiritual to deal up here, man.
Yep.
We just know, we noticed right then that was the Spirit of the Lord showing us. He confirmed what we said. See? He confirmed
In the
that what we
spiritual
said.
realm,
Right,
I agree. In the spiritual
He
realm.
just said that. Why would that come up here all of a sudden? We talking about this.
It means merchant.
Merchant, read.
Yep. Trader.
Trader. You going to, that's all they do is trade. It's about business. See? So that's what that scripture said. He took us into the land of trade. Now let's go back to Deuteronomy 28.
Come. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
There you go, out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Right, and that's what happened to our people. They ain't hearken to the voice of the Lord their power. Read.
to observe to do all his commandments
See, we broke the commandments. Go ahead.
and his statutes which I command thee this day,
Read.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, and we just read one of the curses. We're going to took over in the ship. You got something?
It's Barak 4 and verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction,
Right, you were sold to the nations, man. See, not for our destruction. Go ahead.
but because you moved the Most High to wrath.
See, because we moved the most out of wrath, man. That's bad, man.
Yeah.
We provoked the Lord our power, man. And he sent us over here as slaves, man. Okay? So you see how powerful this book is?
I mean, I'm with you.
see that?
I gotta agree with you. Everything you're saying,
Yep.
I gotta agree
That's
with
right.
you.
Because that's just like, if you want to get to, let's say the pool hall. Some guy said he's checking the drive and don't know how to get there. You know, at some point say, man, you don't know what you're talking about. But if I know the directions, he said that makes sense. So that's, now you see the validity of this
makes
book
sense.
now. Because
Yeah.
we was given the authority to break this book down. All right, that was it on that?
And just a little bit more.
Yep,
it says,
finish that off.
You were delivered unto your enemies.
See, we were delivered unto our enemy, the so-called white man, our enemies, man. And you ain't gonna find that information nowhere else but in the Holy Bible, man. Okay? Go ahead. That was it? All right, now go back.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Right, so the Lord sent us over here, and everything that we had to endure over here in America as being oppressed under the foot of our enemies was as a sign to show who we were, who we are, man. We the Israelites, man. What other people suffered this, man? Do you know about the alligator bait? Go Google that. Where these so-called white people would take infants up to 3-year-olds and they'll feed them to alligators.
That's a real picture.
That's real deal right there. Yeah. But see, now you got these so-called white people for the interest of saving face. They're trying to take slavery out of the textbooks. You know?
Making indentured
Oh,
service.
in different service. And they tell you that, the scriptures tell you that it's going to come a point where these devils going to seek to please the poor. Hold that. Don't pray, man. Shame going to cover them for everything they did, does, man. But these devils can't get away from the prophecies, man. It was foretold that we were going to overcome these enemies. That happened, man. That Jake, they hacked off his hand, they hacked off his feet. And look at them devils. Oh, that's not back in the ancient world. Them devils, he probably, hey, some of them still alive. That little boy,
Yep.
that's your supervisor. Right. At Home Depot. Right. Little nigga, man.
Yeah, man.
This is so-called white man, the real nigga. Them fucking niggas, man.
See that, man?
They hate you, man.
See that?
Somebody give me Ezekiel, man. You know what I want? Ezekiel.
Yeah.
And look up that in the blue letter. Yep. Look up that in the blue letter, man. Perpetual. Get that perpetual.
Does it
This who hate you, man. The so-called white man hate you with an unadulterated hate.
Does it ever say why?
Hey,
I do
this story right here, right? This the story, if I'm not mistaken. You know about that story?
Yep.
Where the devils were looking for her son.
Yep.
She would hide her son. She wouldn't give up her son. And them devils found out she would hide him, and they hung her too, man.
Yeah, man.
Fucking devils, man. And guess what? That's when they say make America great again in a roundabout way. They say let's put these niggas back in captivity.
Right.
Yep.
Right. All right. But see, the Lord. That's why the Lord said in Genesis. It's in Genesis 12. The Lord said, "Who shall rouse us up?"
Yeah,
See, 'cause our people too comfortable here, man.
Yep.
Nigga comfortable longer they can hit up Buffalo Wild Wings this evening, man.
Yeah. Right.
Meanwhile, your enemy's running rampant, man.
Right.
See, but if you're in the right spirit, you long for the day and you hasten for the day that we can take these fucking crackers down, man.
And these postcards they sent. They sent postcards.
Yeah,
See
them
that?
postcards.
Postcards.
Greetings,
That's a
my.
postcard.
They
Greetings.
sending greetings to their fellow brothers from this land to
See
that
that, man?
land. Man,
Postcards.
See that shit? It should be a teddy bear or some shit.
you know what I'm saying? But
Oh,
they,
but that show you that they gift was the sword. Them fucking devils, man. Yeah, go ahead.
So my question: why are we supposed to remain wise and humble if we know that all this has been transpired?
Yeah, because the Lord going to give us the date. Matter of fact, you know what? Somebody give me Ezekiel. Somebody give me Ezekiel 25:14. Go ahead.
earlier, remember when we said, when the scripture said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. You give place to wrath. See what I'm saying? And that's a test, bro. That's enduring. That's called patience. See what I'm saying? Patience is really suffering. That's a thing to suffer, man, to know, like the Ark explained through the Spirit beautifully, what these devils has done to us and still doing.
To
It
this
ain't
day.
over with, to this
Oh,
day.
they still
Right
doing
now,
it, man.
killing
So-
around folks in the street.
All
really-
day, everything, man.
So really, man, that's
Using
your
a
house.
badge to act
Right.
like it's okay and
Oh,
just shooting us
them
down.
cops, they vicariously live out they dream
Right.
of killing niggas by
Yeah,
killing cops. man.
exactly.
A lot of them cops, they could be a goddamn scientist at NASA.
Yeah. They
Motherfucker
secretly,
got the. Oh, go ahead.
or they can secretly kidnap you, take
That's
you.
it. That's it. Put you on the
And,
book.
That's right.
and on top of that, they have now all them.
Take it.
Yeah, because our bodies are better than theirs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they harness your organs and stuff like that.
There you go, bro.
Just so like,
Making the meat. You got it, bro.
yeah, just add on what you just said. You know, we're supposed to wait.
Bro,
whatever,
you
bring
want to kill like
425. Yeah.
Shit ain't right.
See that?
No, that shit ain't
Oh,
right.
you talking about? Oh, yeah, man. Hey, man,
That's
that's
And
reincarnation,
like,
man.
and like the ox said,
Go
we
ahead.
supposed to suffer. We supposed to.
Bed with
Yeah.
some all
This is we still in our captivity.
Yeah, man.
These are the curses that we're under.
gotta
We ain't got no power in that, you know.
You got to remember what the brother said earlier when we read Deuteronomy 28.
Okay.
We broke the laws,
Yeah.
statutes, and commandments. Remember what I told you when you first walked up?
Yeah, you did.
It's our fault, bro.
Yeah.
Reincarnation, meaning you broke them 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. You see what I'm saying? We did, but we coming back into the good graces, man, by the mercy of the Most High, man. That's why it's important for you to listen to what this brother telling you through the Spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? But real quick, man, vengeance is of the Lord, man. You can't have that on your spirit, bro. Hey, when you go back to Genesis 4th chapter, the Most High gave you an illustration of what will be done to you if you put your hand on Cain. See? You can't do that, bro. You can't. But that goes back into patience. This is suffering because you brought it upon yourself.
Oh, you know what? The scripture, not scripture, but even this is saying in the world, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
So when you don't know,
Yeah.
then you're cool. You know you're broad cheating, then some way you feel compelled to shoot the house up, man.
Yeah.
Because you know it.
There's a law on that too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a law on that. Law of jealousy.
Yeah, love jealousy, yeah. But see, when you're privy to something, when you know something, you feel compelled to go and do something about it. I know this nigga doing that.
And that's what make it so hard.
That's why I say
right
that. Lord, brothers up here, we ready to cut heads off here. When we dealing with patience up here.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
Hey, you know, Nat Turner, right? You see the spirit
what
was
happened to
on-
him.
You see what happened to him? He got, what you say? Oh, he got tortured beyond means, man. That's that sevenfold that shall be added unto you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you put your hand on these white folks.
Oh, because you know why? You coming up against the Lord.
That's right.
right.
You fucking up against
And
the
then we
will.
don't want to really take him too deep into all that.
No.
He'll probably say, you know what, man? Well, why would he do it?
Yeah.
I didn't take him too deep into that. Yeah. Go to deep. We didn't want to take him in the deep. We'll take Esau in the deep water.
Right.
That's why I said the Lord said vengeance. Lord said vengeance is mine.
mine.
That's right.
Right. So now turn tries to put it in his own hand.
Yeah.
No, you
But
can't
the
do it.
Lord want to take the
That's
death.
right.
The Lord got Nat Turner for that shit. And when
That's
Nat
right.
Turner got sent back to the
Sevenfold.
spirit world, the Lord told him.
Yeah. Even in the physical, they tortured himself. That's that sevenfold.
Yeah,
They
hold
did
up.
him
When
wrong.
the scriptures say vengeance is mine, the Lord, that applied to Israel.
That's
The
it.
Lord got us back.
That's it. That's true. That's true.
You think you're going to stone the prophets? You
That's
talk
true,
shit to
Lord.
Moses and the patriarchs, the forefathers, the Lord, we're going to get you, man. The Lord got you, man. The Lord got our people, man. That's why you came over here as captives and you serving your enemies to this very day, man.
right.
Straight up, man. And we're going to go into the curses, man. Because I don't care if you feel you perceive to be well off in this society. You could be Lil Wayne, all these clowns, Puff Daddy. You still under the foot of your enemy, man.
Right.
Because you got to go to that man. You got to go to the so-called white man.
Got that on deck
What you
too.
got?
Yeah, this is
Oh, yeah.
Revelations 3 and 17. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods,
Right, that's our people. They got the mentality, I'm rich and I'm increased with goods. Go ahead.
and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable, and poor and blind and naked.
That's what the Lord said about you, man.
Wretched.
You blind and you wretched. Why? Because you don't possess this knowledge. Somebody give me Ecclesiastes 4 and start at 1. We're going to get back around, man. We got to do the Lord bidding. We got to bring out the scriptures, man. Give me Ecclesiastes 4 and 1 real quick, huh? Because the reason why people keep banging their head against the wall, they don't know why the so-called white man keep pulling on open fire on them. They looking at you crazy. You walk into these establishments, man. It's because of the curses, man. But we know why. That's why we can sleep better at night, because we know that the Lord gonna get you devils back, man.
That's right.
So God we did it to ourselves, but God continues to put us in the fire, I would say, or have us enduring what we're enduring. Is that simply because we have the strength to endure?
Yeah. But really the elect. And that's another story in itself. Go ahead, read that.
Say that again.
Come.
The men that was chosen to endure. Because you see our people, they don't get it. What happened with our people when another unarmed so-called black man gets shot? They call this guy Al Sharpton, and they'll start marching up and down the street, man. And it don't do nothing, man. So-called white man, they'll sit up at these different, the Bilderberg meetings, these different think tanks. They say, yeah, we got these niggas right where we want them.
It's so neurotic and it's so
Right?
Of course. So,
Yep,
yeah,
so
but
go
I
ahead.
did
It's
see that.
Ecclesiastes 4:1. So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
Hold up, read that one more time.
Come.
Why is this word oppression and captivity thrown around in the scriptures? And our people resonate with that. Again, you ain't got to have but 4th grade education, but I bet you know your grandfather was enslaved.
That's right.
Of course.
That proves that you the people of the Bible, man. Read that again.
Come. So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
All the oppressions, read.
Come. And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed.
And that's talking about our people. What it mean when it say the tears? That means all these different marches, these rallying cries. You know, no justice, no peace. You got some nigga with a red, black, and green bandana. You know what I mean? Yeah, Black Lives Matter. Then,
It don't matter to them.
yeah. Then now all of a sudden you got Dr. Shabazz. Man, you people don't know what's up, man. Right? Read.
And they had no comforter.
They had no comforter. Meaning what? They don't understand the scripture. Let me give you an example, right? For the simplify for you. Me and you watching a movie, a scary movie for the first time. I saw the movie before. You ain't never saw it. When the boogeyman jump out, you gonna jump. I ain't gonna jump.
Right.
Why?
Right, 'cause you
I'm
already
comfortable.
know.
I know the story. See? Read that again.
Come.
That's why our people tripping. Every time the boogeyman jump out, they bug out. But we know that he our enemy. We ain't surprised when the so-called white man shoot you down. Go ahead, read that again.
Come. And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter.
See, our people don't have no comforter. They subscribe to the black consciousness community or something as simple as, yeah, man, we need to get together, man, get our neighborhoods.
Muslims.
But at the end of the day, you going for the money with the so-called white man face on it.
Right.
See, when you come into the truth, you got to develop a ruling class mentality.
That's right.
See, what we possess up here is a ruling class. We know one day we're going to overthrow these devils. Man.
Right.
Right. All right, yo, continue.
It says, and on the side of their oppressors,
Hold up. On the side of their oppressors is the so-called white man, right? Go ahead.
there was power.
That was power. So they shoot you and they get off in court. We know that though. But Pookie don't know it. So he'll say, man, he'll be in a barbershop and he'll lose it. Right? Go ahead.
And but they had no comforter.
They had no comfort. See, but we got the comfort.
Right.
Going to St. John the 14th
right.
chapter, tell you what the comfort is.
Right.
So I was
That's
just about to
the
ask that.
understanding of the scriptures.
That's right.
So again, if you watching a movie, right, you go right now and watch Menace to Society. You ain't gonna sweat it because Kane gonna die.
That's right.
You already know.
You already know he gonna die, man.
I got you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Get it, man. You know what I mean? But our people, on the other hand, they gonna always bump their head against the wall and they're gonna bug out because they don't know the overtone of this existence of life, man. See that?
Look at him. Yeah. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah. Right.
Yeah, see, how about some outside, man? Hey, that's why the Lord says so often I would want to gather
My chicks.
Yeah.
chicks, man. See, how? Give me this, man. Get this, man. This the dude right here, man. This the one gonna get us, man. This the one gonna liberate us, man.
Right.
His name is Yahweh Shah. That's the one who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ, man.
That's right.
He's a so-called black man of the tribe of Judah, man.
That's right.
So guess what? The Romans, the so-called white man, put him to death, man. Now we can go into the scriptures that's dedicated to him coming back killing you fucking devils, man. Hey, that's why we told you we can't.
Yeah.
The Lord coming back to kill these devils, man. Hey, that's the comfort. Hey, now you got,
Beautiful.
and you got something guilty.
Beautiful.
Hold on, real quick. That's why you feel down. That's why when every time Al Sharpton pop up, you feel let down. Oh, you know what?
That's a curse.
Hey, now you know what? They got in these different cities now. They banning Al Sharpton. They said, man, we don't want that nigga here, man. The nigga shop up with a perm. He's tripping, man. Man, Jake don't want no more of that, man. We need Yahweh Shai, man. Hey, when you break that word Yahweh Shai down, it literally means he who delivers, man.
That's right.
Hey, that matter of fact, when you read Daniel the 3rd chapter, when the Lord, that was Yahweh Shai.
Right.
You know, Yahweh Shai delivered the men,
right.
the men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, man. Because the scriptures tell you that was the son of the Most High. That's a bad dude right here, man. He was very controversial, and he stirred up the so-called white man so much so that they put him to death, man.
Right.
Can y'all enlighten me on that part? Yahweh Shai? Can y'all enlighten
That's
me on
his
that?
name. That's the Lord's name, Yahweh
Let
Shai.
me tell you this real quick. Remember when you first came up, and I told you we understand why you said you didn't believe the Bible or anything, because of how it had been delivered unto you. Now you see through the Spirit how this brother delivered it into you. Now you really understanding the simplicity of what you need to be gaining, man. You see what I'm saying? Because you've been lied to through Christianity, man. They done read the same King James version, but through lies, though.
That's right.
Yeah, the pastor, he'll read one passage.
I gotta say, y'all so right, because like a lot of folks ask me, am I a Christian? I always say no. I've never, you know,
Well, I'm going to say something.
just-
Technically, you is a Christian.
Really? You a real Christian.
You're a real Christian. When you go into the word Christian, the Hebrew word there would be Mashiach, which simply means anointed.
Right.
That's the Israelites. But they flipped it and bounced it, and they packaged it and sold it. It's a business now.
They like to hide behind wordplay.
Well, that's right, because right now, for an example, in order for you to join certain churches, you got to produce your W-4, W-2, stuff like that. So it's a business.
They got
though.
ATMs in the
They got
church.
ATMs in the church. And you got Kanye West out there. Kanye West then transitioned over. That's a lucrative business. Said, look, the record sellers ain't bought Kanye. You know he got he got a business advisor. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Financial advisor. And he's asking, what's the next step? You know what, Kanye, this gonna sound crazy.
You need to go into the church.
You gotta go to Atlanta. You gotta go into the Baptist church, man. These fools is gonna give you everything, man. And Kanye said, I'm with it. And then when you go on to YouTube, Kanye up in the church, man.
In the church.
Making songs.
He making songs. Kanye in there, right?
Yeah.
Get your
Hey, Kanye in the back at the end of the night, like,
Hey, I'm telling you, man.
Did y'all hear what he
It's on the
said?
game,
He was
bro.
like,
Kanye
man, what y'all
like,
talking
yo,
about?
man,
This
hey.
is shy. Y'all want to
I'll
sing
give
it
it
right?
y'all in a minute, man. Yeah. Kanye wrapping it up, man.
Yeah, man.
He making his rounds, man. And it's in the Baptist church, okay?
Right.
That's it. Yeah, go ahead.
It's Zephaniah chapter 3.
Oh, he got it.
It's Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8.
That's it.
It says, therefore wait ye upon me,
Woo.
saith the Lord.
But the Lord said, wait ye upon me. Because nobody is mad at the so-called white man more than the Lord.
Right.
We ain't mad. Who wrote this? The Lord inspired this. This was here before we woke up, man. So who really the one mad at these devils?
Right.
Matter of fact, somebody get that too. With the Lord said, avenge in my heart.
I had a question. I know y'all, we were getting, I wanted y'all to get more into what they did to him and who he actually
Oh man, they messed the Lord up. The scriptures tell you how they beat the Lord so bad, there's nobody in history that looked like the Lord. Like when you go into Emmett Till, somebody get that too. Remember the pictures of Emmett Till and all that? Nobody looked bad as the Lord, man, how they beat the Lord.
So it depicts in the Bible who he is and what happened. Y'all enlighten me a little on that.
Yeah.
On that
Hey, in the kingdom, the Lord gonna show his body to you.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too deep. When we in the kingdom, the world to come. All right. Jake said it.
You straight the water?
He turned up, yeah, he turned up the window. Little buddy, your boy.
It's Isaiah chapter 52, verse 14. As many were astonished at thee, his visage was so marred more than any man.
Scripture said the Lord's visage was marred more than any man. Meaning the Lord was beat to a pulp, man. They beat the hell out of the Lord, man. They beat the Lord so bad.
Is this the same that was on the cross?
Yeah, they beat our Lord like that. They beat
But
him.
that's not Jesus, that's
Yahweh Shai. Which, when we read the Bible, that word Jesus is there, and the Lord put that word there. You know what? Let's prove that.
For
Give me
stumbling
Proverbs
block.
34. The Lord put that word there so you can't, because that name is so strong. That's how you're going to be delivered. Yeah, it's dreadful amongst the heathen. And that name can deliver you. That's why the Lord, Jesus ain't even a real name. It's just syllables. Like, it's real talk. It's just syllables, man. Now, give me real quick, hold up, Proverbs 30 and 4. Get this.
It's on Proverbs chapter 30, verse 4. Who have ascended unto heaven? Who have ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who have gathered the wind in his fist?
Read.
Who have bound the waters in a garment? Who have established all the ends of the earth? What is his name?
What is his name?
What is his son's name?
And what is his son's
If thou
name?
canst tell.
See? So that show you right there, if the name was Jesus, why is this written? Scripture said, what is his name and what is his son's name if thou can tell? And a lot of these Christians don't know that. So we got the true name of the Lord up here, man, which is very powerful. I know it's powerful. I know y'all can attest. I didn't use that name, man, in all type of situations, man. And the Lord delivered us up out of it, all right? Yep, so give what you got. That was it on that. Let's go back to where we was at. Zephaniah? Yep, that was it.
Zephaniah chapter 3, and this at verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey.
Somebody give me, what's that, Jeremiah 3? The line out of ticket. 4, yep. Hold that. Give me Jeremiah 4. And what's that? Continue out while you're there.
Yep. It says, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation.
Right, so what's happening right now? See, when you come into the scriptures, you got to develop a feel for current events as well. Now, what's happening right now? All these different nations are jockeying for position. All these fighting words, the rhetoric thrown around. Well, we just read in the scripture, the Lord said he's going to gather the nations. What the Lord really said? It's like if you see a fight, right? A Chinese, one of these martial art guys, and they surround the guy, and they go to punch him. He ducks, and they punch each other out. That's what the Lord said he's going to do. He's going to do these nations and knock each other out. All right? Kill two birds with one stone. Now, let's get this right here.
It's on Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 7.
That's it.
The lion has come up from his thicket.
The lion has come up out of his thicket. Let's come out the Lord Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
And the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. So that's the Lord. All right? So you finished with that right there?
Yep, it says to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger.
Right, so the Lord the one who aims. Right. So get on that.
It's on Revelation 1 and verse 7. It says, behold, he comes with clouds, and every eye shall see him.
Right, the Lord said he's coming with clouds, and every eye shall see him. What's those clouds? What the world calls UFOs. Anybody, we got the sign out here? Yep, that's it, huh? Watch. You got the sign with the UFOs too? Yep. And scientists know about the UFOs. Scriptures talk about
that's what I was asking about.
Oh, this one here?
That's how the Lord coming back. That's one of the most accurate depictions of how the Lord gonna come back, right there.
Test some shit up.
He coming back.
That's how the Lord coming back, and that's far beyond the comprehension of people. See, that's why you hear that word faith. When you go to church, right? The word faith was thrown around loosely, right? But see, we understand now what faith means. It takes faith to believe this. It takes faith to believe that the Lord is a so-called black man. Because these are the lowest people on the earth. It takes faith to believe he's going to come back on what the world calls a UFO. Come back in his glory.
So in the Bible, it discusses him
Oh,
coming
yeah.
back on the UFO.
It going into a vivid illustration. It going into how the Lord going to actually be killing people.
Matter of fact, we saw him last week.
Yeah.
It looked like Star
Cheers, yeah.
They always hover around them. Oh, and that's a sign of it. Like, them actually could be chariots because they so powerful they can morph themselves and make themselves look a certain way. That's why when you read the book of Tobit, where it talk about the angel that was acting like he was Eve,
True.
Raphael,
Yep.
where the angels can do that. The angels can morph themselves and make them look like a bird, which the scriptures actually compare chariots to birds. Because the scriptures say as birds flying, so shall the Lord deliver his people.
So you got many eyes.
Yep, see that? And the scripture talk about the wings, you know.
I got a quick precept.
Yeah, what you got? They're all over.
This is Acts chapter 4 and
Hey, you
verse
know,
12.
we was up there.
Yep.
They do the same thing. Go ahead.
Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Yeah, and they're dealing with the house side, man. Woo! That's bad. So what's that name? It's that name that's going to deliver you, man.
You want to get this curse right quick?
Hold up, man. You have something else? We're going to get that. We're going to send the curse.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go back to that. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, this Second Ezra 2 and verse 47. It says he said, so he answered and said unto him, it is the Son of the Most High whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord.
See, that stood stiff. That's us. You think it's coincidence we out here for hours standing up stiffly for this word? We actually standing up stiffly for the name of the Lord.
That's testifying our Savior hope.
That's right.
We flee the shadow of this world to do the works of Yahweh, our Lord and Savior.
Hey, because that actually happened in the ancient world. Like, you will have another kingdom that come and campaign that they was finna overthrow the present kingdom. That's why when you go into, what is his name, Herod, when you heard the wise men talking about Yahweh, what was his reaction? Go kill everybody. Because that was a direct threat to his kingdom. So what we doing right now is we making a threat to the so-called white man's kingdom. We actually coming and we declaring that there's a new kingdom that's on the horizon. It's the kingdom of our Lord Yahweh, which is by default the kingdom of heaven. Which the kingdom of heaven is not your grandma's kingdom. It's not a place where you gotta die. You know, that's what people think. All the people experience the euphoria of the kingdom of heaven, you gotta die. No, the kingdom of heaven is nothing more than the next kingdom that's gonna come into play after this kingdom is overthrown. So-called white men know all about that. You can read that in Wisdom of Solomon, 4th chapter. Wisdom of Solomon, 2nd chapter. So you got something?
Yeah, I got something. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched.
Right, and that proves that the so-called white man, the vibration of the so-called white man is centered around deceit. That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 28, as for faith, it shall flourish.
Yeah, faith, it shall flourish, meaning what? Believers.
Yeah.
You're going to have people to believe. It's flourishing. Even like this brother, he's starting to believe, man. We ain't do no miraculous sign and wonder. We just wrote the scriptures down.
That's it.
Oh, but the scriptures tell you that the faith was created with them in the womb. You know? Yeah, go ahead.
Corruption shall be overcome.
Corruption shall be overcome. Go ahead.
And the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
And you witnessing that right now. This is the time reserved where truth is being declared throughout the planet Earth. That's right. Truth is having its way on the planet Earth right now, man. Straight up, man. And that's foreign. Because ever since the so-called white man dominated this place, man, the vibration of lies has ruled, man. But now truth is coming, man. And that's why this devil uncomfortable, man. We made the so-called white man uncomfortable, man. Not no niggas and, dashiki, black power. No, it was this movement, well, you can say it's a movement. Because what Yahweh said, if you have faith the seed of a mustard seed, you can say that this mountain move. That's right. Because we moving the so-called white man out of the way. Right? So if anybody else got that, let's go back to what you got.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
See? Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies. Go ahead.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
In hunger, meaning when you got to eat. What Jake you know, what so-called, that's a buzzword for so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. What Israelites you know got their own farm. You can go to your partner for some bud, but you can't go to him for no goddamn food, man. Because he ain't got no farmland.
That's right.
The scriptures say what? You should serve your enemies in what?
So like in hunger.
In hunger? Then you got to go to the so-called white man to eat. Go ahead.
And
then you might say, well, hold up. Now, I go to Green Acres. This is black people. But guess who they go to? They go to the so-called white man. They ain't got no damn chicken farm, man. Go ahead up.
And in thirst.
And in thirst.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. When you need clothes, like you got them old niggas like, remember Sean John and them niggas? They had their gear. Well, they had to go to the so-called white man for the fabrics. Rockaware.
Yeah, they got it.
See? Go ahead.
And in the want of all, and in nakedness, and in the want of all things.
And in the want of all things, you got to serve the so-called. You got to look to the so-called white man for the want of all things.
Hey,
That's a bad
I'm gonna tell you
prophecy.
how true that is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how. I do biz, so I'm an entrepreneur. So I buy real estate. I buy multi-family residential property. So all of my sources of money comes from money.
Yeah, see that, bro?
Very true.
Testimony.
Yeah, because if you want to get a loan, if
Yep.
you want to get a business started, you got to go to the so-called white man.
Yep.
That's why I asked you earlier today, who ruled the world? Because we know the so-called white, you know, the most I do, but he used the so-called white man as the filter. He used him as a filter.
That's right.
Well, like, you know, like you have a vent, you know, it's a filter that catches that air, you know. So-called white man is the guy that the Lord set up to do that. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Come. And he shall put a yoke of iron.
Hold on. Listen, bro. Hold up. Pull out your phone real quick. Pull out your phone. Pull out your phone. Now, hold up. Go to Google. Now, but hold up. Before you go there, listen to this. Listen to this. Read.
Come. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So it said, the scripture said that our enemy's going to put a yoke of iron upon our neck. Now, Google yoke of iron. Don't put black people or nothing.
Yep.
Just put yoke of iron.
Yep. Yoke of iron. Yoke of iron. Yep.
Just put yoke of iron.
Yeah, just put your gun. Yoke.
And go to images.
Iron.
When you put it in there, go to images.
Yoke of iron.
Let me see what he got. What you got?
Yoke of iron.
They got some black slaves, right?
Yeah, that
Well, hold up.
That is.
Why did that come up? Because the scriptures is the most powerful book on the planet Earth. Hold that. Hey, look, you didn't put black people with yoke of iron. See? So why did it show them? Because that show you that, hold up, you put a phrase that came from the scriptures. Read that again.
Right. Come. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
See that?
I am.
You see that, bro? He said, read that one more time.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Now you Google yoke of iron, and what happened? Yeah. It's
That's
cool.
exactly what it says.
Say it.
It says, yoke of iron, forerunner, commentary, Bible 2. God warns the Israelites that if they fail to serve him properly, he will allow their enemies to fit them with the... Oh, I'm finna go.
Ooh, that's powerful.
Bro, you just encountered the truth, bro.
Wow.
It ain't
You
nothing
just
reading
encountered the
it.
truth.
It ain't nothing like reading it for yourself. It ain't nothing like reading it for yourself, bro.
Your brother just encountered the truth, brother. Y'all about to God show mercy to you, bro. Yeah, go ahead.
Come until he have destroyed thee.
And when you go into the word destroy, it means it goes into destruction, which means to take away structure. Right. Destruct means to take away structure. Construction means to give structure. Construction is a compound word. Con meaning with, struct meaning structure. So the Lord is constructing us right now, bringing us structure. You know? But it was a time where the Lord destroyed us, took away our structure. That's why when you go to any of these households amongst our people, the so-called black man went there. And for that matter, the so-called Latino or native, you know? And that take away the structure. All right, go ahead up.
And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
The Lord going to bring a nation against us. See? Read.
From one end of the earth, as swift as the eagle
Hold up,
flieth.
as swift as the what?
As swift as the eagle flieth.
So this is the baddest book ever. This is the baddest book ever, but it was only, somebody give me, what's that, where the Lord said, seal the words of this book?
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Daniel, give me that. Then somebody give me Revelation where the Lord said, don't seal it. There was a time when this book was sealed,
Yep.
and there's a time when this book was open. See, the reason why you got a lot of, like, you got them old prison dudes, man, you reading a white man book. Because the Lord sealed this book, and they didn't know, this is a bad book. This is King's language.
He didn't say. He didn't hear you say that, did he? He didn't. He wasn't here when you said
No,
that.
he wasn't here.
When you
that's
read
the
that code,
Yeah, he wasn't here.
Yeah, he wasn't here when you
Yeah,
said
yeah.
that. Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
we
Remember,
said
that was
that
me.
it was written by the white man.
Yeah, remember, that was me.
That was him.
That was me,
But
bro.
he didn't
That
say
wasn't him.
That's the spirit.
That's the spirit. He wasn't even here, bro.
You see?
Spirit of the Lord, your house.
Spirit of the Lord, y'all about to
And that's why I said, man, now you get it, man, because you hear it broken down through the spirit, Like what is it, Jeremiah 3 and 15? I will give you pastors
according to
mine own heart.
Look at the Lord. Oh, theater. Theater district.
Ah, damn show right there.
Theater, man. Lord. The Most High. This the Lord's district.
It's the Lord's district.
And when you said it, you said theater. What the?
Well, that word theater go back to God. That word God goes back to theater.
Thank
The word God goes back to theo,
you. In the Greek.
which goes back to theater. That's why we say it's like a narrator. It's like a movie. The earth is nothing more than a stage where everything is played out of. Your whole life has been written.
Already written.
Preordained. We can show the scriptures on it. Did y'all find that?
Yeah, I got that dang.
Get that day. In the Revelation, I think it's 22. When it said, seal not the words that he's saying.
In Revelation 5th chapter.
You know,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Daniel 12 and 4. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut out the words and seal the book.
See, sealed is book, meaning it was locked. So you have a lot of people, when something's sealed, you left up to giving your what you call it? Your interpretation. Like if the door closed, your opinion. If that place closed, I don't know. Only thing I can do is give
An opinion of my own thought.
Yeah, opinion. I'm gonna give a theory. Well, the manager ain't there.
Yep.
I don't know what the hell.
That's right.
See, that's what happened with this book. When the Lord sealed it, all you had was a bunch of Negroes running around coming up with theories.
Exactly.
That's it. Theory.
That's it.
Read this again.
God. This is Daniel
But now the
12.
book wide open, man. Go ahead.
Daniel 12 and 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut out the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
Even to now. You hear that? Read this again.
It says, shut out the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
Woo! This is the time when this book was open now. Now we can break it down and convey it to you. See? Go ahead. Now you're a wise man, right? You got discernment. See, that's what I'm saying. It ain't that deep.
It's not.
It ain't that
I'm
hard.
happy that like you said, like
Give me
God,
Proverbs
the spiritual part of it.
24:20.
Pulls you in.
Somebody give me Ecclesiastes 39 and 24 real
Remember
quick.
how this first
this book.
began now.
Yes.
Just don't forget how all this first began.
Hey, but you know what? Hold on. The thing is, see, the brother, the Lord put the spirit on him like to be a salesman.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Yeah, you right. Oh, you just did.
When you're a real salesman,
Yeah.
you evaluate, you scrutinize, and you investigate. If you investigate something, you're gonna get. That's why the so-called
get to the bottom.
they gonna get to the bottom of it.
And honestly, like I was supposed to go get my little girl a whole hour ago. I literally
They mad at you,
got out the
bro.
car.
They mad at you, bro.
No, I called my wife. I said, hey, you know something? Go get my little girl. I'm gonna stop right here. And I've been out here a whole hour.
That's
know what I'm
spirit of the Lord,
saying?
man. That's spirit of the Lord, brother.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest with you. You've been out here way more than I have. I didn't want to be honest with
Hey,
you.
let me add on to that. We had a guy last week said I gotta go see my girl.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just said.
You just said the same thing he said.
But you denied it, though. You right,
I just want to bring
Hey,
that one up, man.
you know that's in the scripture too. The Lord said, one said I have.
I got a land to tend to.
Being my family
This comes first and
well.
foremost.
Yeah.
All right. So then, let's go back. Let's go get with you. Read this one more time. We go to Revelation.
Yeah, Daniel 12 and 4. But thou, Daniel, shut out the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
Which is now. Go ahead.
Many shall run to and fro,
That's the internet. When you run to and fro, that's the internet. Go ahead.
and knowledge shall be increased.
And knowledge shall be increased. That's how you run to and fro. If you want to Google something, you might be debating with somebody in the barbershop.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson knocked out.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
Knowledge shall be increased. That's the technology of the Lord. The internet in the Bible. We can show you the internet in the Bible. Hey, hold on. Since he said that, you Psalm 19. Hey, give me Joe. We're going to show him real quick. Hold that. We're going to show you just real quick, just so we can, just for the sake of your faith being strengthened.
One in Romans 2.
So you can believe in this book. This is a bad book, brother. Look, bro, you think we out here in the cold? We be out here all year round, bro. And people marvel at that. But we know, see, we know that we're going to get the kingdom, bro.
Right, bro.
You just keep coming, bro. All right, read it. Pay attention. Read.
The Psalm chapter 19 verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High.
The heavens declare the glory of the Most High. What's the heavens? That's dealing with these satellites in the sky.
Right.
All right, now continue.
And the firmament sheweth his handiwork.
And the firmament show off his handiwork. Because when you go into these satellites, it bounce off and it show off the handiwork of, we the handiwork of the Lord. All right, continue. We're going to continue, read.
Verse 2. Day unto day utter speech,
Day unto day uttereth speech. Go ahead.
and night unto night seweth knowledge.
And night unto night show of knowledge, meaning the internet.
Yeah.
You can't go to your, you might say, hold up, I go to college. You can't go to your college professor at 3 in the morning. But guess what you can
go
do?
to the internet.
You can go to the internet.
That's very
This
true.
is the technology of the Lord. Hey, but I'm going to show you something, right? When you go into the internet, this old technology for real. This go back to the priest. It's called the Urim and the Thummim. It's in the Bible. It's called the Urim and the Thummim. It's old technology, but the Lord gave it to the so-called women. I'm sorry,
So that's why y'all. Oh, so
yeah.
Oh, man.
Because this is the way. Hold up, real quick. Somebody give me Matthew 24 and 14. I'm gonna show you something. Let me show you something. Real quick. We're gonna vividly show you that the internet in the Bible before we get ready to close up. Go ahead. Read.
24. You got it?
24 14. Go ahead.
Yeah, 24 and 14. And this gospel
And this gospel, meaning the Lord saying that there's a certain gospel. Go ahead.
of the kingdom
Of the kingdom. You see, we keep saying the kingdom. Kingdom. All right, go ahead.
shall be preached in all the world
And preached in all the world. Go ahead.
for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come.
That's the chronological order. But how is this feat going to be accomplished? How is this gospel going to be preached throughout the world? The internet. Now let's go back here.
Can I say it real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
The World Wide
Web.
Web.
Well, the Lord called us fishermen. You ever read the scripture where it talk about fishermen?
St. Matthew 13,
Where the Lord talk about casting out the net? That's
Internet.
a buzzword for the internet. Now I'm going to show you something. Hold up. Read it.
Psalms 19 and verse 3. There is no speech, no language where the verse is
Hold up. Read 2 again. Read 2 again.
Psalms 19 and 2. Day unto day utter speech,
Day unto day uttereth speech. Go ahead.
and night unto night seweth knowledge.
And night unto night show of knowledge. Meaning you can't go to your college professor at 3 in the morning and get this knowledge. But you can go to the internet, read.
Psalms 19 and 3. There is no speech, no language where their voice is not heard.
Right. It's brothers that subscribe to our channel from Germany. Whatever speech you might be, you can hear this word. Somebody get with the 10th chapter Romans.
Yeah.
You got it? Hold that. Bring this up real quick.
It's for Romans 10 and 18.
Check this out.
But I say, have not they heard?
Have not the people heard us? Go ahead.
Yes, verily,
Yes, the word verily means what? Truly. Go ahead.
their sound went into all the earth,
They sound went into all the earth. Go ahead.
All the earth.
and their words unto the ends of the world.
That's the internet, brother.
Internet.
All right, go ahead.
See, you know what I'm saying?
The light came on. The light came on. Straight up. We just flicked this light on.
So did. And your light came.
This light
It
came
did.
on. The Lord, read. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, read. Go ahead.
Psalm 19 and verse 3. There is no speech, no language where their voice is not heard. Psalms 19 and 4. Their line is going out.
Hold up. Pay attention. It say what now?
Psalms 19 and 4. Their line is going out.
Their line has gone out. When you log on, what happens? You go online. That's a buzzword. Why did that say that? Read. Hey, this book is alive and well. Read.
Their line is going out through all the earth.
Their line has gone out through all the earth. Go ahead.
And their works to the ends of the world.
And their works to the end of the world. Now give me Job.
Job chapter 39 and verse 9. Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee?
Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee? Now when you go into the cable world, you can act, if you know anybody in the cable world, ask them, you ever heard of the term unicorn? They're going to say, yeah. That's dealing with the satellite. When you break down the word unicorn, it's a compound word. Uni means what? One. This is where you get unity, universe, unity, okay? And corn goes back to what? Horn. Right. That's why when you go like, for example, you go to Thanksgiving, you see that horn. You got that corn. Yeah.
Got everything in it.
Unicorn goes to one horn.
And that horn goes to what? Power.
Power. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, go ahead. I was looking for,
It says, would the unicorn be willing to serve thee?
Would a unicorn be willing to serve thee, meaning your internet? Go ahead.
Or abide by thy crib?
When you ride by houses, what you see? They got a lot of them have that one horn.
Yeah.
It abide by your crib. The scriptures show you that the Lord is a so-called black man too. He used slang. That word crib is your house.
That's right.
But nobody knows. These are the deep mysteries of the Lord. Your pastor don't even know about this scripture. This way in the book of Job. Deep down into the book of Job, man. You don't know where that at. This is way deep down into the book of Job, bro. Yeah, go ahead and read that again.
God, it says, would the unicorn be willing to serve thee? Or abide by thy crib?
Read.
Canst thou bind the unicorn with his bands in the furrow?
You got the broad band. The second enough band. Hold on, we ain't through here. Read.
It says, or will he hollow the valleys after thee?
Now hold up. You got to really give a visual illustration with that. It said with that, will it harrow the valleys after thee, right? Now have you ever been, you ever saw like when you look at the internet and you see how you zoom in from Google Earth and you see like everything starts to shape and mold. You see the terrain.
Yep. The valleys come.
That's what that's going into. Go ahead.
That's heavy, man.
It says, would thou trust him because his strength is great?
You could be in the desert, but if you got a signal strength,
You can get to where you going to, bro.
read that again.
It said, would thou trust him because his strength
See, hold
is
up.
great?
See, without us, right? You'll read that and say, this is the craziest book I ever read. What is this talking
Talking about a white horse.
Yeah. Like I show you how to know. Yeah. Hold up, Peter. Hold on, out of nowhere. What you got? Hold up. A unicorn popped on the man's
Man,
phone.
you see that, man? I ain't do that, man.
He ain't do that. Unicorn popped on the man's phone.
Yeah.
Lord, bad. Now, hold on, let me show you something bad, Lord. The Lord, he ain't do that.
I ain't do that.
I might do a lesson on that. But hold up, right? The Lord showed you that he'll snap. He did that so when you read that, if you thought you was deep, you'll say, man, I can show you a unicorn is in the Bible. You'll go to it.
Yep.
No, man, that's about the internet.
That's right.
Read that again, the broadband part. and all
Okay,
that.
it says, this Job 39:10, canst thou bind the unicorn with his band in the furrow? Or will he harrow the valleys after thee?
Read.
Would thou trust him because his strength is great?
Right. You trust in him. Everybody trusts in the internet. If you want to go to Starbucks, you don't call nobody. You go to the internet. The Lord gave you the technology. The Lord opened. That's why we're in a time of revelation. The Lord opened everything. It's on now.
It is.
The Lord took the gloves off. The technology here. Go ahead, read.
It says, or would thou leave thy labor to him?
Will you leave your labor to him? Meaning what? When you go to college, they said we got a paper we got to do on George Washington. You leave that labor to the internet.
That's very true.
Who go to the library now?
Come.
Nobody. That word sound funny. I'm a librarian. You a laughing nigga? Oh, the Twilight Zone. You know the Twilight Zone, the librarian. That's a bad Twilight Zone. But read that again. Would you leave that labor? Read. Pay attention.
It said, would thou trust him because his strength is great?
Right, you could be in the desert. You could be anywhere, but if you got strength, signal strength, you're going to put your trust into that internet. And they're going to get you home.
Google Maps.
Go ahead.
Or would thou leave thy labor to him?
When you leave your labor to him, even if it's something as subtle as being in an argument with a guy, and you be like, man, I know when the last time so-and-so won a championship, you're going to leave your labor to him.
Matter of seconds.
Go ahead. That's the technology of the Lord. Go ahead.
It says, verse 12, it said, would thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed?
Oh, and that's talking about the men who the Lord is calling in. Matter of fact, give me give me that. Yeah, give me that. Give me John 1 and 3.
The book of Numbers 23 and verse 22. The Most High brought them out of Egypt. He have also, Salaki, he have as it were the strength of an unicorn.
Read that again.
All right.
This is Egypt right here. This is modern day Egypt.
Yes.
We showed you the dollar bill.
Yes.
All right, with Egypt. Go ahead.
Numbers.
God brought us out of this place. Read.
Numbers 23 and verse 22. The Most High have brought them out of Egypt. He have, as it were, the strength of an unicorn.
The Lord brought us out of this place. You got brothers and sisters out there that subscribe to these YouTube channels, and they coming out of this place mentally, spiritually, through the strength of the unicorn. Because unicorn butt, that horn butt you back in the barn. Beautiful.
Yeah, God. It says, wilt thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed and gather it into thy barn?
Yep, and gather it, that's the house of David. All right, you got more on that?
That was pretty much.
That was it on that. See? Yep, that's right. So, yep.
You got a precept?
Yep, go ahead, read.
This is Matthew. Got to get to Matthew 13 is 7.
So the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. Oh, matter of fact, before you get that, give me John 1 and 3.
According to the book of John 1 and verse 3, all things were made by him.
Give me Revelation.
And
All things were made by him, meaning the internet as well. Nothing is foreign to the Lord. It's not like the Lord looking down like, what are they doing? They have internet. Oh my God, no. This is old technology, man. Go ahead, Doc.
No problem, big guys. Have more. Give me more.
Yeah, you good. You good.
and without him was not anything made that was made.
The key word is anything. Without him was not anything made that was made.
Right.
So the Lord made the internet. All right, get what you got, Doc.
This is Matthew 13 and 47.
Hold on,
Again.
what you got, Doc. Get this real quick. Go there.
Yeah, this Revelations 4 and 11. Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory
Read.
and honor and power, for thou hast created all things.
Thou hast created all things. See by him.
It says,
All things.
for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasures they are and were created.
Right, all right, so get what you got, Doc.
Matthew chapter 13 and 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net.
Woo, the kingdom of heaven is like a net.
That is cast into the sea
And the sea is somebody to wet the people.
and gathered of every kind.
Lord, gather everybody through this internet. See?
The Lord give you a power, right? Take it
Yeah,
away.
man, with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory. Yeah, that's the correct name of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. I also want to give double honor to the head apostles and elders, the great millstone. Shalom, much due honor and respect to the sincere brethren out there that's also laboring in His work. Till the next time, shalom.
Shalom, DTA, and a Bible ball.